Hey, what's up, chat? It's that time of the week, that time of the day, that time of what time is it? Daylight savings time happened, and I'm a little bit out of it, but it's okay. We're gonna power through tonight. All right, we're gonna start a fresh speed run. Hello, Rilip. That is exactly how I feel right now. That emote sums up everything about me. All right, we're starting a new one. Because we kind of biffed it with Val last time. So speedrun 2. Career. Hard. Accept. Flag. Pick a different flag. Let's do bullseye. Gotta keep our head in the game. Gotta stay on target. Let's get going. Alright. Fresh speedrun. Let's go. This music is not appropriate for a speedrun, but don't worry, I'm sure it'll change later. So first things first, gather scientific data from Kerbin, launch our first vessel, let's get in there. Rilip says, hey, thanks for letting me know Starshard is live Twitch. Hey, you know, look, it does what it wants. It figures out, hey, Ice King, oh my gosh. Are you here? No, well, you've said something before Emmykins, but Emmykins is physically in the room with me, so she's kind of always here. All right, we gotta do the thing. Wait, what is this music doing on? Hey, hold on now. What is this? Chat, what is this? I specifically turned off the in-game music. Hold on. See if I can fix this. You know, I swear, sometimes this game... Okay, I think that's just the background music now. I don't think that's the in-game music. Ay, ay, ay. Rilip says that's a technicality. If we can type 2 messages before she says hello, then we're here first. Sure, yeah, whatever. However you guys wanna, you guys can fight it out amongst yourselves. I'm not gonna get involved. All right, so we're making our first ship. Gonna be a pretty straightforward design. We're gonna throw some science on there. A little bit of extra science. Anything else we might want? Probably not. We've basically unlocked nothing except for the fleet. You know what? Screw it. Actually, no, wait. No, don't screw it. Hold on. It's actually kind of important. All right, Jeb, go ahead and test this thing. Make sure it's functional. Make sure it's nice and comfy in there. How do I only have 12,000 meters? Wait, what? What? Wait, 12K money? Because when you start the game... You start on hard mode, you start with 10K, and I took you get an advance for the missions that I took. All right, observe mystery goo. Got him. Jeb, hop out. Can you get us a couple of EVA reports? Thank you. Looking great. We're not gonna go too far. I'll make sure everything's on the up and up. Hop in there. You thought, yeah, 25K is on normal. So that's one of the hard things about playing on hard, is that you start off with less money, you get less money, and you get less science. So you're basically constantly being hampered, which is what makes this challenge so difficult. All right, so we're gonna go escape the atmosphere. We're gonna pick up basic rocketry. Why did I pick up basic rocketry, chat? Why did I do that? Why did I pick up basic rock? I don't want basic rocketry. I needed this one. All right, whatever. We'll just launch on the runway. Please go to spaceplane hangar and create a vessel. Screw you, game. I do what I want. Can I not just rush the lab? Okay, you want to see how much the lab cost? Let's see. To unlock the lab, I believe it's advanced exploration. I would have to spend 5, 15, so 20, 65, 155, and then 160, and I would have to upgrade the R&D building, which cost a whopping 902,000 Kerbucks. So that is not happening anytime soon. It's super expensive. And the issue is this is a speed run, so I'm kind of trying to go fast, if that makes sense. Can I just bring in Just want to bring in the other one. Right, yeah. Bring this guy in. Yeah, just yep, there we go. Save it. Launch it. Cheating is, yeah, I guess I could just cheat, sure. But again, this is a challenge. So I don't have the luxury of just, you know, cheating, much as I might like to. All right, crew reports. Yes, hop out, Jeb. Grab me some delicious EVA science. All right, this should hopefully get us what we need to continue going. There we go. So if you guys weren't here on Friday, I think Rilip was, and Ice King was, and Urban was, so a lot of people were here on Friday. We got kind of far, but Val ended up dying to like a stupid physics bug on the launch pad, and since there's no reverts in hard, and I like need to have as many pilots as I can have, I just figured it would be faster to restart than try to recover. All right, let's get rid of these. Delete, delete, delete. Unlock engineering 101. Let's go. Hey, there's Emmykins. Emmykins, you're late. Everybody was here before you. If you're not here within 15 minutes, that means everybody gets to go home. I guess it hasn't been 15 minutes yet, so you're safe. You're all right. So a thermometer on there, and then we're gonna slap a TD12 decoupler for all your decoupling needs, and then we're gonna throw a hammer, because I think a hammer ought to do what we need it to do here. I mean, what are we trying to do, though, is the question. Like, how high are we just going for atmospheric, escaping the atmosphere? Because if that's the case, I don't think 1500 is going to be enough. I think we need to put at least some kind of liquid fuel in there. Let's go for it. Okay, I'm getting the Kerbal Space Program music again. Oh, jeez, this is so annoying. Like on top of, yeah, save and continue. It's like on top of the background music. It's very frustrating. Settings. Music. Is it 0%? Chat, can you explain this? Can you explain why the music is at 0%, but I'm getting music? Talk about a master's. Yeah, just turn off all the sound. I don't want to turn off all the sound. Guess I could. I'll throw a swivel on there. We don't need that. What am I doing? Just get as high as you can. Grab as much science as you can. We'll call it good. We need like a 1.5 for us to wait. A little bit less. Teensy bit. Okay, not now. Okay, 35. 35 is the sweet. 34.5. That's the sweet spot. Okay. We're doing it. Rilip says, turning off music is a bug that vexes Gandalf constantly in the VAB. What is, that's like the weirdest bug. Like everybody's over here complaining about the Kraken. Meanwhile, I'm just like, why the music play in the VAB when I have it turned off though? That is more important to me than, well, I mean, I would like it if the Kraken issues were solved, of course. But alas, apparently in KSP2, actually speaking of KSP2, hold on chat. I had something I wanted to share that I totally forgot about in my rush to get this speedrun started. Don't worry, the game is paused, so the clock is not ticking. So we're all good. Wait a minute. No, that's right. Okay. I have two different captures called game capture, and I wasn't sure if I had the right one. So if you guys have not seen it yet, here is the KSP2 roadmap. This is what we're going to be getting in February, the early access with improved user experience. I don't know what that means. Explore revamp. I guess it's improved from KSP1. Explore a revamped Kerbolar system with new parts. And that's it. We don't have science. We don't have colonies. We don't have interstellar. We don't have exploration. What the heck have they been doing for the last like 6 years, chat? What's going on? This isn't trying to do like a Tucker Carlson thing. I lost it. What's going on? What's happening? This isn't the Kerbal Space Program I grew up with. Yeah, it's close enough. Anyway, I'm most excited about Colonies. I think you guys know that. And then Interstellar. Wait, Explorate? Hold on. How are you going to put Exploration after Interstellar? Ah, whatever. I'm sure they're working on something. Improved user experience is a game feature. Well, I think it's just improvement over KSP 1. I saw some of the UI. It looks pretty nifty. I don't know how like good it's gonna be, but alas, we'll find out in a couple of months, I suppose. I don't know if I'm gonna stream it right away. I think one of the I don't need to do this. It's a solid rocket booster. All right, observe mystery goo. Yes. Thermometer, log temperature, go. Crew report, yes. And turn. And away we go. Yep, launch first vessel. Launch, got a ton of money, good. What I like to see. The real bottleneck is gonna be money here. Science is whatever, we can get science. Science will become a problem too, but money right now in the early game is gonna be the biggest one. Ice King as well, is that true? Ice King, I saw you launching rockets today. I was at work, so I couldn't like watch super close. I always just like to pop in sometimes and see what kind of monstrosity you're working on. And I'm always like, why is it so big? And I know you said it was for a contract, but I would simply not take a contract that required me to put like 20,000 units of fuel on one station. That's too much, man. Oh, okay. It looks like we're not going to escape the atmosphere. That's kind of sucks, actually. Okay, well, whatever. Goyas is here. Ground control came to see if I had a plan for funds. The main plan is going to be scrounging up every easy contract I can get my hands on. Isn't KSP2 what I got my new computer for? I got my new computer when I thought it was going to come out like 2 years ago. My new computer is now obsolete. I have to get a new computer to play KSP2. Relip's having a hell of a time building a station with 4K fuel and Kerbal orbit. Yeah, because that's ridiculous. That's basically... I don't know. I don't take station contracts that require like ridiculous resources like that. I'm always like, maybe next time. There's never a next time, because by the time I get around to it, it's like nobody cares. Let's get some mystery goo, and there we go. All right, Jeb, I guess we're just gonna ride you down into the ocean here. No heat shield? I haven't unlocked heat shields yet. It's safe. We're not in orbital speeds yet, so it's not gonna burn up. I am gonna want to put one on there. I mean, we did pretty well without a heat shield last time. You definitely want one coming back from the mun, because you're going pretty dang fast most of the time. And it'll burn off little bits if you don't have protection. If you're brainstorming that part, maybe spending rep declining and just doing tests on pad or landed. Those tests on the pad are like gonna give me 1,000 Kerbucks. I don't think it's worth it. The main things I want to shoot for most of the time are gonna be the world's first contracts to go to like the Mun and Minmus and stuff, because those give a pretty sweet advance as well as a really big payout when I get back. And then probably rescue missions are gonna be huge, so I'm gonna get really good at rescue missions, because those tend to give you, in low Kerbin orbit, I think they give you like 20 to 30,000 Kerbucks. And then we're just gonna flash down. So chat, how was your weekend? I guess I should take this time while I'm just kind of cruising here to talk about the movie that I watched last night. Last night was Emmykin's night to pick the movie of the week, and she picked Weird, the Al Yankovic story, the new biopic about Weird Al and his life. Like Matthew says, my 3x3 Rubik's Cube got delayed. Got it today, though. Ooh. Wait, isn't that a normal Rubik's Cube? Or the normal one's 5x5? I actually don't know. Okay, a normal one is 3. Goyas lost their job but made fried chicken. Oh, that sucks or is awesome, depending on how much you hated your job or how much you love fried chicken. Hopefully you're making the most of it, though. I've never lost a job. I've always quit my jobs because I got fed up for one reason or another. 5x5 sounds frightening. I've definitely seen a 5x5 Rubik's Cube, and it is as frightening as it sounds. I guess it's basically the same. It has a longer pattern you have to follow to solve it. Rubik's calls it the Professor's Cube. Only for the smartest of individuals. Only a true Redditor of high IQ will be able to appreciate this Rubik's Cube. They also watch Rick and Morty. That's how you know that they're super smart. It's all about having that high IQ. Wait, you liked your job? Oh, that sucks then. As a millennial, which you may or may not be, I'm basically hardwired to hate any job that I ever have, no matter how like good it is. Maybe that's not a millennial, maybe that's just a me thing, like a slacker thing. Like, oh, my boss told me I have to do work again. This sucks. I hate this place. Oh, right, I forgot we're gonna have to like sit through these stupid long splashdowns here. Next up on Reddit court, am I the asshole for only caring about my 5x5 and not my significant other? Yes, you are the asshole. One of the things I like about doing the previous month's Reddit court at the beginning of the next month, I know it's confusing, but just ignore that part, is I get to go back and watch the streamers that also do that and see what their views are. I know I mentioned Northern Line, but there's some other streamers who do that kind of stuff, and I like to get their opinions because everybody kind of has a different, I mean, some of them are just like obvious, but you know, some people have different life experiences. They can weigh in on it. I can physics warp down to near the water. I am not gonna risk that. You think that's more universal than a millennial thing? Hating your job? I don't know. I've met a lot of boomers who are like, man, if I didn't have my job, I don't know what I'd do. Just sit around the house? I'd go crazy. Like, all right, Grandpa, well, time to put you in a home. All right, hop on out, Jebediah. I want you to grab some stuff here. Yep, grab that. All right, hop on in. Take another thermometer. Hold on, hop back out. I need you to grab the data. Get back in. Crew report, go, and recover. Boom. Don't worry, McMathy, I got the crew report. I remembered this time. Rip says, my mom said that and said she was going to get a part-time job just to fill the day. Guess who hasn't done that? Yeah, turns out working actually sucks, and once you stop doing it, you realize how much it actually was sucking the whole time. All right, orbit Kerbin, let's go. So, it's time to build our orbiter. For that, what are we gonna want here? I guess, man, this is a tough one. Do I want general rocketry? Or do I want, no, I gotta go survivability for the barometer, I think. We can probably get to orbit with just the parts we have, I think. That's true, Hex. If you don't need the money, you can volunteer. But something tells me that old people who say that they want to work are just lying to themselves. And they would rather just sit around watching the news all day, complaining about the weather. Seems to be a universal old people thing, no matter what culture you're from. All right, throw on a nice big engine here. I'm actually a little concerned about this one. What if we did this? You guys remember how we did this last time? I'm like, I've done this so many times, but I always forget how I did it. All right. Yep, that should have a thrust to weight. That's good. Give me some more. Give me a CV-45. Nice swivel there. Throw on a decoupler. All right, how are we doing here? We do not have a positive thrust to weight ratio. That's not great. What if we take this off? How much delta V do we have? And this too. So theoretically, we can add a bunch more fuel tanks to this. Let's try that. Again, as long as we keep that thrust to weight above 1, preferably like 1.3-ish around there, then we should be okay. We also have to watch for our part count. We can't go above 30. And I'm gonna, just for safety's sake, I'm gonna throw some fins on here. My last 4 parts. All right, there we go. Does this have enough to get us to orbit? Probably not, but we're gonna try it anyway. If it doesn't, we'll just have to revisit some of this. Okay, we got the barometer on, right? We don't need radial mount chutes. We don't need cargo. We've already got the science. I don't need an antenna. Probably don't need a heat shield just yet. Service bay, don't care about right now. Blah, 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 blah. And we're good. Let's launch it. Jebediah, I'm counting on you to not die. If you die, we have to restart the whole dang space program over again. This is going to be a long, wobbly noodle. We'll see. It might be okay. It's got fins on it. It's got gimbaling. Jeb can handle this. All right, full throttle. We're good. Punch it. Do. Oh yeah, it's launching time. Whoa, crap, what was I thinking about the other day when I thought for sure this is leading up to a it's Morbin time joke, and then it didn't. It was like somebody was telling me something, or maybe I was watching a video and someone was like, so then the villain's face like turns red and his face starts like changing, his expression. Oh, I was watching a video. Okay, it was about D&D stuff. They were fighting, I think they were fighting Strahd from Curse of Strahd, which if you know is a Dungeons and Dragons module, but that's not important. They're fighting a big bad vampire. And the DM was describing how this vampire, his face like contorts and he like starts glowing. And I'm like, oh, he's gonna say it's Morbin time, and everybody at the table's gonna laugh. He did not say it's Morbin time, and nobody at the table laughed. So that was kind of a bummer. I know that joke is kind of stale now. It's been like 6 months. But listen, I'm behind on the meme curve. You guys, you gotta remember, I'm an elder millennial. I'm just now catching up to what cat breeding is. And my wife told me I'm not allowed to do it to our cat. So he is safe this time. Next time he might not be so lucky. Yeah, this is a pretty wobbly noodle. If there was a bard in the party, he could have said it. Yeah, it was like a little sketch. It wasn't like a real, like a live recorded session or anything. Sadly, that would have been great though. Oh, well, there goes that, I guess. Okay, now we just ride this baby up to the apoapsis and hope for the best. Turn on that. So if we can get this thing into orbit, which I do not believe we can, this does not have enough delta V to make it. Because we would need, yeah, like a lot more. We need like another 1400 or something. Our ascent was a little bit steep. I probably could have turned a little harder there, but I was watching the wobble. It's fine though. We should get enough science from going to space and we'll get the next mission done. If you got it into orbit, Jeb would 100% be stuck. Yeah, it would be super close and not worth it. That's maybe a little bit too much force there, Jeb. Observe the mystery goo. Grab. Oh, can't do that. I guess we'll just get a crew report. Yeah, crew report. And can we get barometer? We already got barometer from upper atmosphere. That's fine. Yeah, I think we're just gonna... Oh, wait, hold on. We might be able to make this. No, that's it. We're out of Delta V. For some reason, I thought I had a lot more than I did. So we'll just go ahead and gently... There we go. And hopefully we don't have any unexpected heating events. But I guess we'll find out if that happens. So we got world's first milestone. That's going to give us like 20 grand. We got escape the atmosphere, and we got escape the atmosphere. Perfect. McMathy has banana. Banunu. You guys remember Raffi? He sang all those children. I think he might still be around. I don't know. He was old when I was a kid, though, so he'd be ancient now. He had so many songs. And I remember, like, kind of liking him as a kid. But then when I was a teenager, his banana phone song became a meme on my favorite website, you'rethemannowdog.com. And I believe it wasn't even the whole song. It was just the part where he says ping pong, ping pong, ping pong, ping. And it was a gif of two guys playing ping pong. So internet humor was weird. It's still weird, but it was in its infancy back then, and it was exceptionally weird. Is Cat attacking my table? No. Cat is somewhere. You might have heard Emmykins opening the door. I don't know what the heck she was doing, but she opened the door for some reason. So the layout of my living room, chat. This is the corner. We're in the corner like this. You guys are looking at the corner. The corner on that side of the room. I don't know why I'm explaining this in this way. So the corner that way and that way, like this wall, I can't even see if I'm this wall straight this way, is the outside of the house. That's the main entrance to the house, which is why when the trick-or-treaters came on Halloween, I went that way, and you could probably hear me over the microphone because I didn't mute it. Emmykins was making sure I latched the door when I got home. I did not. Okay, wait. The outside door or the inside door? Because one of those is more important than the other. I was pretty sure I closed the inside door, but I may not have. Well, okay, well, whatever. Fine. Also, we're still in space. Okay, not for much longer. Good. Listen, I get home, I gotta like hurry up and get ready to stream. Sometimes the door doesn't get closed. It's not a big deal. Nobody puts baby in the corner. Yeah, okay, Rilip. We were talking about that the other day, weren't we? Talking about everyone's favorite movie, Baby Driver, and also Boss Baby. I closed it, but not enough to latch it. Huh. Whatever. This is the perfect music to fall asleep playing Kerbal Space Program too, isn't it, chat? You just put this on in the background, you go take a nap. You watch as your debris drifts away slowly from your spacecraft. Goodbye, Excelsior debris. Enjoy burning up in the atmosphere. Hex says Baby Driver was such a perfectly mediocre movie. I never saw it, so I can't speak to that. But if everybody on Reddit liked it, I'm gonna go ahead and assume that you are correct. Because Reddit is the place where I get my extremely lukewarm takes on everybody's favorite movie. Does anybody else remember this awesome movie? It is Le Gem, am I right? And it's like The Dark Knight. It's like, wow, you like the Batman movie. That's super cool. Did you identify with the Joker on a personal level too? Not enough bad moments to make you drop it, but not enough good enough to recommend it. Oh, that okay, I guess that's your definition of mediocre. What, shoot. I was talking about my least favorite movie earlier today on my walk to work. So for those of you who don't know, there's only one movie that I have never managed to conquer. And by conquer, I mean watch all the way through. Aside from the movies that I've never even tried to watch. But this is a movie that I wanted to like. And it is, of course, Mike Myers' The Love Guru. And it just bums me out because I like the Austin Powers movies, despite some of the, like, is cringe the right word? It's like awkward humor. Like it's a very weird sense of humor. But you want some financial advice, McMathy? Okay, what were we talking about last time when we talked about financial advice? So if you live in the US, you can set up an IRA, which is an individual retirement account. And you can do that with a variety of different companies. They'll basically do all the work for you because I think they get subsidies from the government. They typically require a minimum investment of $1,000 to open it up, and then you can just add funds as you have them. And I believe the current yearly maximum you can put in there is $1,000. So assuming you've already got your savings taken care of, you've got your emergency fund set up, and you're already using your retirement plan that's available at work, assuming you have one, you can also set up a separate retirement account to set more aside for retirement, because you never know what's going to happen. And one of the nice things about an IRA is that there are certain, like, excuses you can use to take the money out without having to pay penalties. So that's kind of cool. So it's like backup emergency savings in a way. Rilip says, I was talking to one of my younger coworkers today and was explaining why the Tim Burton one was so important at the time, and how in 20 years everybody would talk about The Dark Knight like they do the Tim Burton one because everything is cyclical. Yeah, emergency savings, exactly. All right, first of all, I'm gonna go on record as being not a fan of Batman. I think Batman is like a little bit too edgy, or at least his more recent incarnations have been. I know he hasn't always been like that, but modern Batman is like edgy and not fun. Like, if you go back and read the old Batman comics or watch the old Adam West Batman show, it's funny. It's in on the joke. It realizes the absurdity of the situation. It's comical. But I guess people decided, oh, this guy is like a rich billionaire who dresses up as a bat and punches people as like a method of blowing off steam. And they turned him into this like dark, brooding anti-hero almost. He's not an anti-hero. He's a regular hero. He's not an anti-hero. Rilip, that's not true. I'm a fan of a lot of things. It just so happens they don't usually come up on these streams. Goyas likes 1997 through 2006 Batman. So what, like the comic run or the animated series or Batman Beyond? I like Batman Beyond. I might be in on like a weird camp here though. Okay, so none of these are any good. Oh wait, we can test this one. It'll give us some science, which will be nice. And also test a heat shield. Yeah, let's do that. All right, so let's go ahead and set up a test vehicle. The animated show was great. You will get no complaints out of me. And he wasn't, the thing about the animated series was Batman wasn't constantly dark and edgy. Like, he had quips, he was funny, he had Robin to like kind of mellow him out a bit. Oh, what do we call it? Test monkey? Oh, come on KSP. I'm typing here. Hello. There we go. Hello? Test monkey. Jeez, this game, I swear I find all the ways that this game is screwed up. All the weird obscure bugs that nobody else runs into. All All right, so for safety, we're gonna put a parachute on this thing. Take the monoprop out. Put some stripes on there. So everybody knows this is a test vehicle. I guess we should probably also put a decoupler just to be safe. Then we will use some modular girder segments. 3 of them should give us enough stability. Atari says, heck, Batman the Animated Series had the best version of almost all the villains. That is so true. And also, hey, welcome. First time chatter. I am, again, I'm not a big fan of Batman, but I like the more comedic versions. And I've said it before, chat. My favorite Batman villain is Calendar Man because he's just ridiculous. It's great. He does crimes on days. That's his whole gimmick. And everybody just takes it completely seriously. And yes, I realize he was in like one of the biggest comic things. I don't remember which one. It was like something Halloween or whatever. But yeah, he's a cool dude. All right, throw a heat shield on here so we can wait. Which one do we need to test? Hold on, chat. Actually, we only need to do one. Test heat shield 0.625. This is too small. What am I supposed to do with this? What is this? A heat shield for ants? Are you kidding me? Just put it on the top then. Imagine going to Eve with this thing on your nose. That's not gonna save you. All right. Let's put, for role-playing sake, we're gonna put Bill in there because he's an engineer. Ooh, Freakazoid. And the Tick. See, I never got to watch any of those. I was a Nickelodeon kid growing up, so if you want me to recap an episode of the Rugrats, I can do it. But I could not tell you the first thing about Freakazoid, aside from the fact that he runs around in underwear. Freakazoid. I remember that part. Bug magnet is a good skill for QA. Yeah, unfortunately, companies aren't hiring QA anymore. They're just outsourcing it to the customer. So I don't think I could get a job doing that. Test a radial decoupler landed at Kerbin. Okay. We can do that. Oh, it's a radial decoupler. Yeah, that's slightly different, but it's fine. Chairface Chippendale was an amazing villain. Is that from the Tick or from Freakazoid? Because I would believe it could be from either one. Let's throw a parachute back on top. Get rid of this. And then it wants me to test a radial decoupler. So let's slap one of these guys on here. Yeah, that looks reasonable. And we'll just, we'll launch that off and hope it doesn't hit anything important. Yeah, that's seems normal. And it wants me to activate it with staging. Activate the part through the staging sequence and all test conditions are met. Got it. All right, let's do it. Bill, you in there, buddy? All right, Bill's in there. He's ready to test this thing. Bipolar bear. I gotta watch this shit. This sounds amazing. What the heck? All these kids watching the Power Rangers, they could have been watching Freakazoid, man. Oh, there it goes. All right, I probably could have turned down the force there, but whatever, that's fine. We got the money, all 3,000 of it. All right, who's ready to do some orbit? I bet Emmykins would like Bipolar Bear. He's a big fan of actual polar bears. So I don't know how much of an actual polar bear is. Nothing here. In flight over Kerbin. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna do that one. Requires us to go a little bit too fast. All right, so now it is time to build our first orbital vehicle. And to that end, oh, wait a minute. Go back. I need to unlock some parts. It's Orbin time. That's right. I know you said Orbitin, but it tracks better if I say Orbin. So we want to definitely get the Reliant. We can literally only get one. Jeez. Okay. I really want to get the clamps this time, because that might save us from a unfortunate disaster befalling one of our crafts again. Yeah, okay, we'll grab the radial decoupler. Bipolar Bear had a mascot like Polar Bear costume. Oh, that's great. What a fun character. I wonder whatever happened to fun characters, chat. You guys remember Fun? I can't be the only one. Wait, it's the music again. Boy. You guys are gonna just have to deal with competing music for like a minute while I build this out real quick. Yeah, give me the truss mount. That'll look a little bit better. All right. Do we need the goo? I think we can ditch the goo now. Then we need a decoupler. We need a couple of these, preferably white. Let me throw on a, not a Reliant, a swivel. Need a swivel for this. All right. Yeah, that seems normal. So if you're interested, the Weird Al Yankovic movie, Weird, the Al Yankovic story, starring Daniel Radcliffe as Weird Al, is available for free. You can watch it on the Roku channel. You might enjoy it. I found it pleasantly funny, enjoyable enough. It's not my favorite movie of the year. Well, hold on now. How many movies have I watched this year? Oh, maybe it is. What have I even watched this year, chat? I've talked about so many things, but nothing is like jumping out at me as like, this is your favorite movie of the year material. I can't believe that the people who choose the winners of the Oscars are able to like, and maybe they don't, which is why all the Oscar movies come out in December. Because like, imagine a movie comes out in January and it's eligible for next year's Oscars, which are held in like March of the next year. It's like a year and 3 months you got to get through. Relip says, I still have not forgotten that aspirin is acetylsalicylic acid from that show. You didn't know that? Everybody, were you not paying attention in kindergarten when they were teaching that? Come on, Relip. Everybody knows that. Do we just add like one more fuel tank to the upper stage? I think we do. I know I said this was only going to take a minute, but now I'm like debating how I want to handle this. All right, that's 1.2. Let's say we put that on like that. That gives us 3,200. I don't remember exactly how much it takes to get to orbit. I'm hesitant to, I don't think we can add more actually. Hold on, can we? Oh, we can add more. Yeah, let's add some more. Do that. Just throw some nice little hammers on the side. Oh, get on there. Damn it, it's over the mass limit. Can we do fleas? I don't know if fleas will actually do anything. Okay, we can actually do fleas. Good. All right, so now we throw the fleas. Wait a minute. We move this down here so they trigger at the same time. And then we turn down the thrust limiter so we're getting like 1.25. And that'll just give us a little bit of extra oomph. It gives us an extra, I guess, 875 meters per second, which is pretty dang good. And we save it. And we throw Jeb in the cockpit. He's already in there. We launch him. 3,400 is what the Delta V map says, but if you're going 70 by 70, you can sneak a little under. Oh, that's true. We did watch the Beavis and Butthead movie. The Beavis and Butthead movie was pretty good, but I really liked the new episodes. So it's hard to say, like, these seem... Do these engines look slightly off to you, chat? Like they're not properly lined up? I'm sure it's fine. They just look weird to me for some reason. All right, here we go. Whee! Yeah, they look like off. But, oh, I think I see why. They're like, this one's slightly to this side. And this one's, no, maybe not. All right, they're probably fine, actually. Chat, this rocket reminds me of something, but I can't quite put my finger on it. I mean, on it. This is, my wife's been out all week. I think we're gonna have a kid-free movie night one night this week. Hey, that's pretty cool. Kid-free movie night sounds great. I have a kid-free movie night every week. It's awesome. That's one of the joys of not having kids, is you can just do kind of whatever you want. Unless, you know, your cat needs attention, and then you gotta stop what you're doing and give him attention. And kind of like having a kid, except less. Not no puke, but like a lot less, I imagine. Okay. The fleas crash into each other for whatever reason. I'm just gonna keep turning over. Yeah, I think this should do the job. This should give us plenty of delta V to work with. Just got to be careful with our ascent that we don't get a little bit too greedy. Well, gosh darn, it looks like a TTV ad block no longer works. That's sad. Oh no, they finally shut it down. I know, I thought I had heard talk about that, like the ad block was going away, which just kind of sucks. Like, I don't want you guys to have to watch ads if you don't want to, but Papa Bezos says, you want to be an affiliate? You got to run the ads one way or another. And I don't run them, like, it's pre-rolls. I let them run. Oh, crap. There we go. Oh, okay. We're getting a little high there. Let's not go that high. Rilip's gonna watch, wait, Wicked? What do you mean, watch Wicked? The musical? They made a movie? Is it just like a live recording of it? Chat, did I tell you that I saw Wicked on Broadway? Not the original cast, of course not. But it was, you know, it was pretty good. So, okay, it is a Broadway recording. So it's, see, I've been waiting on the Wicked movie since like 2008. And I don't know if it's been in like a development hell. I guess it has been, because it hasn't come out, and they keep announcing like, oh, it's starring, it's gonna have the original cast, and then they're like, well, no, they're too old now, let's get somebody else. Let's get Ariana Grande and Megan Thee Stallion. They're making, wait, they're making 2 movies? Hold on. What do you mean they're making 2 movies? Either way, it's a magical experience. Which version is better? I don't know if that's like a pun, because you spelled it out like witch. Like Black Cat and Broomstick Witch. I've only seen the one. I've only seen the show on Broadway, so I can't speak to which one is better. They're splitting it into 2 parts. Oh, god damn it. Why do they do that? That sucks. I mean, it maybe it'll play better that way. I don't know. I just, it's not that long of a musical. You could squeeze it into 2.5 hours and it would fit right in the modern cinematic landscape. 2 freaking movies. It's like, boom, you have a prologue, a quick prologue, Elphaba's born, go to Shiz. That is like the first half of the movie. Second half is, I mean, I don't even know. Like, I read the books, so I could work it out that way, but the musical is just, doesn't have enough content to split it into 2 parts. They're adding new songs. All right, forget it. McMatthew wants more financial advice. Dude, I don't know, man. Do you already have an emergency fund set up? Have you been using some of your paycheck every month to go to your emergency fund and not using it for expenses? Have you updated your resume recently and shopped around to see what kind of jobs are available to you, even if you're happy with your current employment? That might not always be the case. It's always good to have a backup plan. Oh, they're adding new songs. That is miserable. I mean, the problem I can see happening with this, you guys remember Cats, right? They added Cats. They'd added Cats. They added songs to Cats just so Taylor Swift could have like a song to sing. I'm going down. Hold on, I gotta fix this. Hold on, chat. I borked this. Oh boy, this is not great. Oh, we're going up a little high, Jeb. I guess we're going into high orbit. Hopefully he doesn't mind a little detour. I got distracted by chatting, and this always happens. Realip says employers hate it, but it's a good idea to do some interviews even when you're not looking, just to stay in practice. Very smart. Yes. And Hex also has some financial advice. Post-Halloween candy are often extra cheap. That's right. I would say you can also pick up your costume for next year at discount prices, but the like Spirit Halloween and Halloween Express will close like November 1st at like noon. So you got to get in there quick, because they are not messing around. Those things pop up and they pop back down just as fast. The speedrun timer doesn't love it. Listen, the speedrun timer, the minutes don't matter. What matters is the days and the years. Because we're going to have to time warp to the Mun and back, which is, I think I wrote it down. What did I write down? A trip to the Mun and back, we were able to knock out in 3 days, 5 hours, and 19 minutes into the speedrun. So if we can beat that marker, or it doesn't even matter if we beat it, just as long as Val's alive, I think we'll be good. So yeah, that obviously, if you're American and you can just be fired for whatever reason, then yes, it's a lot more important to stay in practice with interviewing and stuff. If you live in a civilized country where you can't just be fired because the boss decided that he didn't like your shoes one day, then it's less important, but probably still a good idea. I don't know what the rules are. I can only speak from an American perspective. That's what I learned. That's where I live. It's hard enough to keep up with all that. I can't also keep up with every European country and also Canada, which is basically a European country. All right, we're still in the atmosphere, so I can't even time warp yet. But once we do, I'll be able to grab barometer, thermometer, and a crew report. We can't EVA in space yet due to the fact that we have not unlocked I think we have to actually unlock or upgrade R&D and the astronaut center. It's not, you can't just hop out in the middle of space because the game will get mad at you. All right, here we go. Gonna time warp up to our apoapsis. Yeah. It's just a jump to the left. And then a step to the right. I'm not gonna sing the whole song, but we did watch Rocky Horror, not last week, but the week before. Not last night, but the weekend before. You like 2 weekends ago. You guys know what I'm talking about. I talked about it last Monday. How it was like awesome. The songs are great. The story makes no sense. I mean, it's coherent. I know what's going on, but it makes no sense. All right, so this is going to give us high above Kerbin science. Let's grab that while we can. And also, all right, go. Quick like a bunny. Log temperature. High over Kerbin. That's going to give us extra science. 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 And go. We are now orbiting. Contract complete. We got 28.8, 18.7, 14.4. Then we go back to the Space Center. We grab the contract to come back from orbit. Very important. That's just, it's free money. We're going to come back down anyway. Might as well grab it, right? It's like a secret contract for those of you in the know now. So explore Kerbin. You left enough fuel in the tanks to return from orbit, right? We want the deposit on those parts back. Yeah, sure, whatever. Okay, anything else? No, I don't think so right now. Yep, got it. Guess I should see. It doesn't say how much money I get from that. Let me actually see if it's... like, is it worth the extra time investment? I mean, it is for me. It's worth 20 grand plus, I guess total is like 19.2, but you get a 6,700 advance, which is pretty dang good. All right, Excelsior, here we go. Coming back. I think we're just gonna have to do the eyeball to the mun again, like we did last time. So hopefully nobody gets upset about that. I'm also going to try to land a little bit closer to KSC, just so we get some extra money back. So let's see how close we can get here. Oh, and of course it's turning to nighttime, which is wonderful. I think what I usually like to do is get right above this C here. I don't know if it has a name in game, but or out of game, whatever. I saw a map that people had just started naming stuff, and it was posted in the subreddit, and then I come to find out, oh, that's just like a fan-made map. People just gave names to these places. It's not in game, which hopefully in KSP 2 more places have... oh, okay, I'm out of fuel. Well, that's unfortunate. I guess it was inevitable that I would run out of fuel. And I'm not even going to be close to the KSC. Fine, though. Go ahead and ditch. And then do this. Oop. So anyway, chat. I know I've talked about the Love Guru before. I want to know, does anybody in here right now, wouldn't everything be named Kerbal? No, everything would start with a K. Is there anybody in here who has seen the Love Guru and actually enjoyed it? And if so, I'm not mad. I'm not even disappointed. I just want to hear what you found enjoyable about it. Because I have tried twice to watch this movie. Once by myself and once with my wife. Both times I had to shut it off like 20 minutes into the movie. I think it's right around the time Vern Troyer's character shows up, and I'm just like, nope, I'm out. McMatthew says, not enjoyable because I haven't watched it. Consider yourself lucky. It's painful. Even if you like Mike Myers, it's no good. But maybe, let me see if I can find like some opinions of people who have watched it. All right, keep an eye on the pod chat. Make sure I don't crash. Go to like Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes. Does Rotten Tomatoes have an E in it? It does. I never remember if that's how you spell it. Maybe it's potatoes that doesn't have E. The Love Guru. I'm not going to disable my ad blocker. Screw you. I sit through enough crap. The Love Guru. The Love Guru. It has a 13% on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know if we're going to be able to find a positive review. Critics' consensus. The Love Guru features far too many gross out gags. It does. And too few earned laughs, ranking as one of Mike Myers' poorest outings. Read critic reviews. Yes, please. Wait a minute. They have this marked as a positive review. It says, might just be the most puerile mainstream movie ever made. I don't know that that's positive. I don't know exactly what puerile means, but I'm pretty sure it's like a negative thing. It was the film that ended his career, universally panned, which sucks because, like, I thought he was a funny guy. He made Wayne's World. He made Austin Powers. Like, I've been saying that. Now I just totally blanked on it. He was the bad guy in the Halloween movies. It's like a slam dunk. You have this world-class actor who can, like, he's not defined by a single genre. He does horror, he does comedy, he does drama. No heat shield? Nope, no heat shield. We should be probably fine. If not, then we'll just have to bring a heat shield next time. Spin it to win it, right? If the thermometer blows, then so do I. I mean, if the thermometer blows, we'll be fine. We just lose a bunch of science. All right, spin it to win it. Jeb, keep it steady in there, buddy. Keep spinning it. Look at that. Look at those bars, like, hovering right at the edge. It's beautiful. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. We have someone saying banger movie. Oh, greatest tatas. I don't. Is that ogres? Is this a pun? Hang on. Can you explain your name? It's either ogre test tatas or oh greatest tatas. Greatest tatas. Okay, got it. Thank you. Welcome to the stream. Are you saying that you like The Love Guru? Because I'm super curious to know why. So wait, so I married an axe. Oh, he was in that. Okay, no, you were. I completely skipped over that. You're saying so I married an axe murderer. That was your first time chat. Should have noticed. I have not seen that one. Is that good? Hold on, let me check. So I married an axe murderer. Mike Myers, Nancy Travis, others. There's a 53%, which is not terrible. Like, I would watch a 53% movie. Basketball has a 41%. Really? Man, I thought these... Pootie Tang has a 27%? Man, I'm starting to think critics just don't like comedies. Just after a bad breakup, Charlie McKenzie, Mike Myers, falls for a lovely butcher, Harriet Michaels, played by Nancy Travis, and introduces her to his parents. But as voracious consumers of sensationalist tabloids, his parents soon come to suspect that Harriet is actually a notorious serial killer. Okay. That sounds funny. I'll have to add that to my list of potential comedies to watch. I think this week I'm gonna pick Heavyweights, which was one of my favorite movies growing up as a chubby kid. And continuing to live as a chubby adult. I feel like that was a movie funny in 2015. Which, I mean, So I Married an Axe Murderer came out in 93. And now that this is everyone's actual parents, it's not as funny. Oh no. Everybody just, yeah. Been watching too much Fox News. You think everybody's an axe murderer. Oh, well, you know what else we watched last night, chat? So after we finished watching the movie, Weird, the Al Yankovic story, my wife put on... What was it? First, we watched an episode of Moral Oral because I had brought that up and she wanted to see if it was streaming, which it is. And then, I don't know why exactly, she put on the first episode of Degrassi, The Next Generation. So for you Canadians out there, you may be a little more familiar with this one. The Degrassi series of television shows. We watched the first episode of Degrassi TNG, which is a two-parter episode where one of the main characters, Emma, gets almost kidnapped by like an internet creeper. And I'm like, this is really heavy for like a first episode of what is ostensibly a show for children. But I guess in that show, every episode is a very special episode, right? right, money, money, money. Good. Okay, we can't do anything. We've already got all our crew reports. Suppose we could hop out and maybe take... Nope, take data. Because we've already got most of the stuff from the water, but we'll see if we have temperature data. We do. All right. Barometer data? Hey, there we go. That's some extra science. Oh, because Emmykid says, because Alien and I are going to do a stream about it sometimes, like our Vampire Diaries one. Okay, well, I'm sure that'll be entertaining. All right, 31.4 science earned. We're up to 59. That's awesome. Next stop, the Mun. So just like last time, we're going to have to eyeball it. So we're going to upgrade the launch pad. We are also going to grab the Terrier. Yeah, that's what we need. And that's all we can afford. So let's go ahead and throw together a cheap and easy Mun craft. I don't know where you watched Degrassi, because when I was growing up, we didn't have access to Canadian shows. I'm sure I've mentioned before, chat, but I grew up like, it's hard to say like where I grew up specifically, because my dad was in the army, so we moved a lot. But I spent most of my, I can't even say most because we moved around so much. Okay, what age would you think is most applicable when someone says, I grew up in X place? Because then I can tell you where I grew up. So pick an age range, and I will say where I was at the time. And we'll narrow it down from there. I always have issues with this question. It's like, oh, where did you grow up? Like, quite a few places. Before 10? All right, so that would have been Hawaii, mostly. So I grew up on the island of Oahu, in the great state of Hawaii. 10 to 14? If you're going to, okay, 10 to 14, Southern California, and then near Barstow. But even then I moved to Germany when I was like 11. So, oof. It's a rough one, right? Again, it's easy for you guys to just be like, oh, well, you know, I spent my whole childhood in X small town, or wherever. Maybe you didn't. I'm not going to judge. You know, I did not unlock the Science Junior. Oof. It's fine. We'll throw some goo on there. That'll make up for it. Do we also add batteries and an antenna? Probably not. That's going to add extra mass for not a whole lot of benefit. McMathy says, wait, what? Wait, what? You have a question about my upbringing? I'm happy to answer them. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm streaming on Twitch, so you guys can ask me questions. You can be like, wait, Star Shard, you grew up in Germany? Tell me more. For a second, I thought that was a really long line of fuel tanks. Oh, okay, it's in-game stuff. Nope, it's just a regular line of fuel tanks. So this time we're going to throw, speaking of fuel tanks, gonna add some onto here. And throw an extra one on top. Nice, nice. Did we unlock? We did unlock nose cones. Beautiful. Love me some nose cones. Philip says, see, I grew up in New York, but we moved when I was 10. But if I said I grew up in North Carolina, which I lived in for far longer, you'd call me a liar because I already had my accent. Do I have an accent? Is that how you define where you're from? Wait, like New York? Okay, hang on. So would you, because I've heard you stream, you don't have a New York accent as far as I know. You don't say steamed hams or anything, which is what I would expect from someone who grew up in upstate New York. But maybe you're saying you grew up in Downstate New York, in which case, I don't know. Hey, I'm walking here. Like that. You've never heard a Hawaiian accent? Hey, brother. I can't do it anymore. When I was living there, I could like keep up with the kids because I went to a local school. Like my dad was in the army, but I didn't go to the school on base. I went to another school. I think I showed it on stream once when we were doing some GeoGuessr stuff. Do I need anything else? It's just listen to Uncle Tito from Rocket Power. You'll pick it up pretty quick. Steamed hams. It's upstate New York for hamburgers. At least that's what Principal Skinner says. Okay, so let's take a look at this holistically. We have 3 boosters that are gonna get us to hopefully like pretty dang far up. And then at the top we have our to the Mun and back booster. How much Delta V do we have once we actually get there? 2,528. Yeah, I'm gonna call that pretty good. So the main thing is this first stage needs to get us out of the atmosphere and into orbit. Relip says my parents are from the Midwest, so I think we're pretty neutral, but sometimes they get heated. You can hear my A's stretch out. Hey, I'm walking. That's the only one I can do. Hey, forget about it. Hey, All right, we've got, yep, we can do up to 30 parts, which we're pushing the limits on right now. Doesn't matter though, because we're just gonna dump all this stuff as we go. I think this is as good as it's gonna get, chat. Just like the movie As Good As It Gets, starring, hold on, Good As It Gets, starring Claire Balding. No, this is a new one. Jack Nicholson, Helen Hunt, and Greg Kinnear. Wait, what is As Good As It Gets question mark? Is this a sequel? Oh, it's a documentary. 1 hour, 37 minutes. Follows the rebirth of the Leeds Rhinos, the British rugby team's golden generation, and the battle for a historic treble in 2015. And they called it As Good As It Gets question mark? Dude, come on, there's already a movie called that. You can't just make a movie. Like car becomes ka. I thought that was Boston. What are you doing? You can't just steal Boston's accent. I parked the car in the yard. I don't know, that whole like northwest part of the country kind of blends together for me, which makes sense because it's pretty compact if you look at a map. It's like boom, 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 like 6 states in a row. Meanwhile, out here in the Midwest, it's like there's one state, you drive another 4 hours. Another state, you drive 6 hours. A different state. Cornfields, hay, soybeans, windmill, water tower. Oh, McMathie's trying to do it. I parked the car in the yard and ordered some pizza. What do they call it, pizza? I probably am not pronouncing it correctly. Wicked tasty. All right, I think this is gonna have to do. I feel pretty confident we can get this thing into orbit. Like, I'm not gonna do all the math right now. I am gonna have to do the math on the transfer burn though. So I have my trusty calculator here. A little dusty. Still dusty, but whatever. We'll clean that off a little bit better later. Yeah, see, we're getting that same bouncy thing going on that killed Val last time. Gotta be careful with that. But either way, we're taking off, so let's cruise. Everything looks good. I'm just gonna slowly turn over here. And the reason that I put the engines on the top and bottom of the rocket instead of the sides is because it makes it safer when I decouple them later. All right, I think this will be a pretty good angle for a bit. Again, we don't know our time to apoapsis, so we have to eyeball it with our eyes. My eyes, anyway. There's too much of a delay for you guys to help me, so I'm just gonna roll with it. Get your crusty, musty, dusty, rusty old calculator out of this yard. Get it out of here. You can't be bringing that in here. Come on. Ooh, not liking how much we're deviating from equatorial here. We're gonna have to adjust a little bit more, I think. Need to keep an eye on my thrust to weight ratio. We're getting a little bit high. I also have to watch the app. There's too many things I gotta watch that I can't do it. My brain doesn't work that fast. They need like a, they have a speed up. Can they add a slow down? Like slow down time, please? Like in Fear. That helped my brain so much, having that slowdown mechanism. Which, considering they expect me to take on hordes and hordes of enemies, is only fair. All right, time to turn here. We're just gonna try to go full horizontal now. Come on. I think we can go full throttle now. Just burn out the rest of the fuel. Okay, drop it. There they go. And we are now a single rocket. Beautiful. All right. And now what do we do, chat? Yeah, I may have gotten a little, I don't know. It's difficult when you don't have like really good control. Because Jeb is trying his best, but man, oh man, is he having some issues keeping it steady here. Rilip is 6 hours from New York City. Well, okay, come on, but New York is like one of the bigger ones. It's like New York and Pennsylvania, and then you have New Jersey, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire. They're all just right. Oh, Rhode Island too, which is like basically the size of a postage stamp. They're all just right next to each other. Like, yeah, sure, it's a long way to get from New York City to Watertown, but like, that's like the two farthest places apart, I guess. Like New York to, what's on the western side? Like Niagara Falls, I guess. Buffalo. All right, I'm just gonna do this. Now this is not super efficient, but again, we kind of need to burn the fuel out of this piece so we can switch to our transfer vehicle, so it doesn't matter too much. We just want to keep our apoapsis at like a reasonable altitude here. Thinking Buffalo or Rochester. Well, there you go. We have a Rochester out here in Minnesota too, which is very confusing because the Rochester out here is kind of an important city, which I guess it is in New York too, but I don't know. I feel like if you have a country and your name in cities, you should maybe not use the same name multiple times because it's going to confuse not only locals, but especially foreigners who come to visit and they're like, oh yeah, we wanted to visit Rochester. I don't know why you would want to visit Rochester, but if you did, then you wouldn't want to end up in the wrong dang state. What's the like Watertown? There's a Watertown in upstate New York. There's also a Watertown in South Dakota. The guys, come on, have some originality. It's not that hard. There's so many good names for towns out there. Like Green Hill, Dusty Roads, The Undertaker, Triple H, Gold Dust. Okay, there's not that many good names for cities now that I think about it. Ah, crap. Chat, look what I did. Damn it. I have to deorbit this thing. It's the law. There's a Fayetteville, North Carolina, and a Fayetteville, Arkansas. Oh no, they're right next to each other. You nearly got sent to the wrong state? Oh no. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, hello? Like, there's enough town names to go around. We don't need to reuse the same ones. And being like, oh, it's named after a guy is no excuse. Like, there's lots of guys. Like, pick a different guy name. Like, oh, it's Jonestown? No, it's not Jonestown. There's already a Jonestown. This can be like, I don't know, Mike's Town or something. Just figure something out. All right, here we go. Or at least put a new in front of it. Like, New York works just fine. Nobody's going to confuse New York with Old York, and it's not like there's another New York in the US. Also, it's New York City, so it's like different slightly. Okay, just move both towns to their state border and merge them. Oh, like Kansas City? Yeah, that's what they did. They moved it all the way from the other side of Kansas to match up with the one in Missouri. It was crazy. They had to load everything up on trucks. It was like that episode of SpongeBob where they pushed Bikini Bottom out of the way of the giant worm. Yeah, good times. Although, interesting fact, the larger portion of Kansas City is in Missouri, which confuses everybody, except people who live there, I guess. All right, so we're gonna want to burn right around here. Let's go ahead and yeah. Or use a different suffix. Jonestown, Jonesburg. There we go. See, there's so many good options. Nobody's using them. They're just like, Springfield? Yeah, that sounds good. Let's just go with that. But sir, there's already a Springfield in... No, we're naming it Springfield. Deal with it. We want people to be confused. All right, so here comes the mun. Let's get ready. Jeb, are you ready to burn, my dude? So we're at 2,407. Oh, I gotta turn the calculator on. 2,479 minus 860. We need to burn to 1,619. So as soon as the mun comes over the horizon, we burn until, I can't read this, 1619. Let's do it. So yeah, just with Jonestown as an example, Satari has said Jonestown, Jonesville, Jonesburg, I guess. Jones Field, Jones Mill, Jones Crossing, Jonesford. All right, I gotta pay attention to this so I don't get caught. Okay, 1619 we're shooting for here. So we're gonna watch our Delta V going down. 1619. We can also watch our arc here increasing. So 18. It's getting down there. Down to 17. Yeah, you can see it's getting bigger and bigger. 16. And we're just about there. Perfect. So we should get a capture on the mun here. Should be good. Heck says, my brother, I went fishing with some friends. My uncle. Was it at Clearwater Lake? Bro, yeah, how did you know? Uncle. They're all Clearwater lakes. There's like 100 of them. The worst part is the lakes are never clear. When I lived in Texas, we went to a lake called Lake Nasworthy, and it was so gross. I don't know if it had like a river going into it or if it was just one of those lakes where like it rains and it like just fills up with water or whatever. But like you could go in it, but you didn't want to. Everybody was just using it for boating, which is probably one of the reasons it's nasty. Like farm water runoff. Everybody just called it Lake Nasty Water, and I never went back because it was gross. It was Nasworthy, but what's a Nas? What is it named after? I assume it's named after somebody. Look it up. Lake Nasworthy. Lake in Texas. Lake Nasworthy, aka Lake Nasty Water, is located on the southwest side of San Angelo in Tom Green County. Current lake level. Oh, I think it's caused by a dam. Looking at this. Predominant fish species, largemouth bass, white crappie. Yep, there's fish called crappie. There's also, hold on, what, you guys remember when we were looking at fish? Did I do that on stream before? Basically everywhere in the south, you'll just see brown water because it stays too warm. That sucks. I wish it didn't. It's like the chub sucker. The lake chub sucker. You guys heard about this? Have you guys seen this? The lake chub sucker is a freshwater fish endemic to North America, found in the Great Lakes and the Mississippi River Basin. The chub sucker, chat. Yeah, one of my favorite fish of all time. I could use one of those actually. Just slap them on there. We'll be thin in no time. It's like, who needs liposuction? You got the chub sucker. You're not a fan of it? So Tarek says, if I was ever going to visit a specific lake, it would be Erie. That's it. Like, all the Great Lakes are pretty great. Haha. I live in Minnesota, so we have Lake Superior, I think. I always forget which Great Lakes. There's Superior, Huron, so it's Superior, Michigan, because Michigan is where Chicago is. And then Huron, and then Erie, and then Lake Ontario. And Niagara Falls is between Erie and Ontario. They're pretty cool though. Big old lakes just hanging out. You just like the name? That's fair. It is named after... What is it named after? Seriously? That's not going to tell me what it's named after? It tells me the economy. It tells me what kind of fish live there. History. Here we go. European, blah, blah, blah. All right, forget it. Thought it would be like a quick find, but it's not. I'm going to get back to the game. Because now... Let's see if there's any contracts we can do while we're traveling to save time. Rilip says it had a lot of pollution problems from the way the water flows between the Huron and Ontario and the vestiges of industrialization. Yeah, fortunately all the factories closed down and everybody got laid off, so don't have to worry about pollution anymore. We solved industrialization. To perform the test, activate the part through the staging sequence when all test conditions are met. Okay, we could carry a flea up to whatever, 30 meters per second, 7,000. That's easy. All right. Let me get in testing mode here. We do get quite a bit of money out of this, actually. So let's build something that'll let us do it. What was that lake in Ohio that caught fire because it was like full of chemicals? That's one of my favorite ones. Let's load up the test monkey here. So this needs to be able to fire the flea, which means we're gonna build like a funny looking... Oh yeah, this is gonna look so stupid, but it's gonna be cool, chat. Just hang in there. It's gonna be awesome. So we do it like this. Yeah. Now we're cruising. So this baby takes off. Then when we get to the correct height and speed, we fire off the booster. And then we bring it safely back down. And I assume we end up making money on this deal. Maybe we could do a little bit better with more parachutes though. Slap some parachutes on there for extra luck. Yeah. So this pops off. When this pops off, we want the radial chutes to pop off. And then we pop off the top chute and coast gently down to the ground. The Great Lakes are 25% of the entire world's surface freshwater. It's something like 58% of the surface water in the US. That's nuts. I mean, they're very large lakes. And it's, considering we drained the big lake that was in Southern California. Or I guess not Southern California, but like the southern part of the Central Valley in California. We're kind of left with just the Great Lakes, Mississippi, I guess. It's not like the Colorado's doing too hot these days. Why do they all sound like, wait, why do the Kerbals all sound like Minecraft villagers? That's just how they talk. They speak the Kerbal language, which is just mashed up backwards Spanish. All right, Valentina, can you handle this? Let's find out. Please do not crash and die. So we're gonna have this open so we can make sure we're at the right altitude. Yep, crank that up. There we go. We're cruising. We're moving. So we need to get up to 30 meters per second, which should be pretty straightforward. And then we need to get to 7,000 meters without going too fast. So I guess we can go up to like 100. That won't hurt. Does that count the fact half the lakes are in Canada? Yeah, how do they measure that with the borders and stuff? I assume it's like the halfway point, but I don't actually know. I'm not a land surveyor. The Cuyahoga River has caught on fire at least 5 times. That's the one I was thinking of. Yeah, they do that. That's the price of progress, I suppose. I mean, we got if you ignore all the like people who didn't survive industrialization, it worked out pretty well. I'm not gonna say reject society, return to monkey or anything, but you know, sometimes it feels like it might be a good idea. Someone drew a line once and everyone went sure. What was like the 38th parallel? That's Korea. The 45th parallel, something like that. There's just like a straight line for most of it. Ah, crap. Are you kidding me? Come on, come on, come on. We got to get to 7 before we get to 30. And then we can fire the booster. Fire, yes. Look at that. Just enough to do it. Never didn't have it, chat. Just enough fuel to get us there. That's what I'm talking about. Those are the kind of nail-biting moments you can expect on this Twitch channel. Speaking of the Industrial Revolution, chat, has anybody played Victoria 3 yet? I've been on like a Paradox game kick recently, and I saw that one of my buddies was playing it, and I'm like, ooh, kind of want to play that now. But it's also like $60, which is kind of a tall order. So I've been hesitant to pick it up. Plus I saw it has mixed reviews on Steam. I don't know. Maybe I'll just wait. I'm playing Crusader Kings 3 if anybody's wondering what I've been doing. I'm actually having a lot of fun playing like a really tall, because normally when you play a Paradox game, you want to go like super wide. You want to conquer as much territory as possible so you have more armies and more money and stuff like that. But the thing with Crusader Kings is because it's medieval times, you have to have vassals that hold your land. So you end up having all these vassals who like can just get pissed off at you and then want to rebel. But if you stay super small and you just hold all your land to yourself, there's no vassals you have to please or anything. You just be like, yep, this is my land, and I get to pick what we do on it. Everybody else, I mean, the peasants don't get a say, obviously, because it's the freaking 1300s, but you know what I mean. Rilip wants to check it out. Have you played any of those games before, Rilip? Crusader Kings 2 is actually free. You can just play the vanilla version with no DLC. And it holds up. It's still a pretty good game. It's kind of a pain in the butt to get into, but if you can understand Kerbals, you can understand Paradox games, I think. I think that's people like, same thing with Dwarf Fortress. It's not a hard game to get into. It's just, you have to be willing to put in like more than 0 effort to actually get used to what you're looking at. Rilip has not played anything. Okay. Oh, you played City Skylines. So, Sartara, you like Stellaris then, hopefully. If you don't, that's fine too. I'm just... So, what have I played Stellaris, Endless Space, Masters of Orion. Shoot, what else is there? I mean, there's a lot, but I can't think of their names right now. Because every time I play Stellaris, I just want to play Sins of a Solar Empire? What the heck, man? There's like 2 totally different types of games. Sins of the Solar Empire is more of a real-time strategy game, isn't it? Alright, splash down here. We'll wait for our other one. And it's gonna take time, of course, so let's take a look at it. So it's coming down. So this, if we recover this, that's basically all the money except for the fuel. I don't know how fast it's going. Let's find out. Nope, can't switch to it. You have a lot more individual control in Sins. Yeah. I think that was one of the reasons I couldn't get into Sins, is because I don't like real-time strategy games. I feel like there's way too much going on at any given time. When I am planning my moves in a strategy game, I like to take my time and make smart moves. It's one of the reasons I like XCOM and Civilization and stuff like that. Because unless you're playing with other players, which can also be fun, you have to, you don't have a time limit on your turn. You can just be like, let me like go grab a snack while I think about how I want to maneuver these troops. Of course, in Civilization, you're typically just gonna stomp the computer anyways. Doesn't really matter. Imperium Galactica and oh, Galciv, right. Man, I remember when I was a kid, I must have been like 11 or 12 or maybe even 13. I was at the store and I saw this game. It was in like the big boxes that PC games used to come in, and it just said Galactic Civilizations on it. I'm like, whoa, there's a space civilization game? Because I had been playing Civilization for a while at this point. And I'm like, I have to have this. So I got it. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And then I played the second one. And then I played the third one. And then I stopped playing because they stopped making them. Kind of a bummer. I actually, so the company that made Galciv, well, I'm gonna go on like a tangent here for a bit. This is like a bit of a rant, but not that much. So Galactic Civilizations was not Galciv 4, just the first one. Was, no, not Galciv 4, stop it. It was made by Stardock. Now Stardock had a storefront. Well, this is actually a yeah, so many years ago, I'm reading someone's post, I bought some games via the Stardock service, Galciv 2, I think Elemental, then it became Impulse Store. I bought some more games, notably Sword of the Stars and Divinity 2. And then it was all sold to GameStop. I did not like GameStop one bit, but okay, at least I could still download the games. But this year, after fresh Windows 10 reinstall, I wanted to re-download GameStop client and download Sword of the Stars, which I liked a lot. Only to find out the GameStop website is gone, the client is gone, the whole company is probably out of business, and my ownership of said games is probably null and void. It's a very good lesson learned. Steam games or any other online provided games can disappear any day for any reason, and online services taken as granted can be denied for whatever reason. Only what is in your local storage or on install files like those from GOG without strings attached counts. Yeah. So that's basically what happened to me. I'm pretty sure that's where I had Sins of a Solar Empire. It was on Stardock. Yeah, Stardock does Sins, yeah. So I had bought Sins of the Solar Empire on the Stardock storefront. And then it got sold to Impulse, and then it got sold to GameStop, and now it's nothing. Because, like, who cares? Whatever. I don't have access to those games anymore. I'd have to rebuy them basically. It sucks. So that's why I basically have stuck with Steam, because if Steam ever goes down, I'm just gonna stop playing video games altogether, because there are probably worse things going on in the world. Do we take one of these? Test a decoupler on an escape trajectory at a Kerbin. Yeah, that's probably not gonna happen. I don't like the observational surveys. Ferry a VIP? Yeah, that's not happening either. All right, I don't see anything good here. I think we're just gonna time warp a bit till we get to Mun. I hadn't heard of Alpha Centauri. Wait a minute. Oh, Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri. I had not heard of Alpha Centauri at the time, no. I found out about it later. And I also like that game. Although it's aged a bit poorly. Which I guess you could say that for most of the Civ games. All right, here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and time warp for a bit. Till we get to the Mun's Sphere of Influence. And then we'll have to readjust our trajectory so we don't crash into the Mun. Boop, 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 boop. It is kind of crazy to think that I paid money for games that I can no longer access. Man, what a world we live in. I guess you always have to read the terms of service, huh? It's definitely missing some convenience features and a few graphs. Yeah, I think one of the biggest changes that happened in Civ since the old days was the limit of 1 unit per tile. Because that really changes the strategy quite a bit. Because back in the old days, like Civ 2, Civ 3, you had these doom stacks. You just have like 30 units on a tile and it didn't matter. Oh boy, all right, there we go. Okay, we're on a collision course, so that's not ideal. So we're gonna fix that real quick. Fix that up. We should have plenty of delta V to make any adjustments we need to make. There we go. Now we're gonna get launched out like it's nobody's business here, but so be it. All right, let's also, while we're here, hold on. I need to actually look at this to make sure we're going the right way. We want to be going this way, anti-normal, because we're in a retrograde orbit right now. And we're just going to try to even out our orbit a little bit. So we're a little more equatorial here. Just a little bit more. Come on. All right, I think that will do. Troy says, I mean, I've lost tons of games and moves and broken cartridge CDs. So yeah, I guess it's a different thing. I don't know. Either way, your media is going to end up degrading over time, right? It's inevitable. So we'll grab that. Grab temperature. We'll grab pressure. We'll grab crew reports. All right, so my biggest concern here, and it might not be that much of a concern actually, if we get flung out, what is our trajectory going to look like around Kerbin? Again, we have 1500 delta V, so it doesn't matter too much. Let's see. So the rest of our contract requires us to return to Kerbin. So we can't do any tricks on this one. Let's head back to the Space Center. If you think about it, most digital ownership for major players is... Wait. Oh, you trust... Okay, yeah. I missed that word. You trust digital ownership. Yeah, I do too. I don't understand the people... Like, it sucks, like, when the company that you bought the game from goes bankrupt, but that's not typically an issue with, like, Steam or even Epic. Like, maybe the EA store... Like, who knows how long they're going to keep that around. I guess if they keep For The Sims alone, probably they could keep it going for a long time. Yeah, I don't think we got any new ones. Oh, okay. I thought a bug flew out of my mouth, but it must have just been a piece of dust or something. You like what Bethesda did? What did Bethesda do? Tell me more. I'm interested. We're gonna go ahead and time warp here to wrap up our trip to the Mun. This reminds me of a game I played on, not GameFly, it was Game Tap, which was kind of like a pre-Game Pass service where you paid a monthly fee and you could download a bunch of different games and play a bunch of different games. Whatever happened to that? Let's find out. Google Game Tap. Game Tap. Game Tap was an online video game service established by Turner Broadcasting System, aka TBS, in 2005. It provided users with classic arcade games and game-related video content. The service was acquired by French online video game service Metaboli in 2008 as a wholly owned subsidiary. Metaboli aimed to create a global game service. The service remained active until October 2015, when it was shut down by Metaboli. Or Metaboli, I don't know, it's French. Rilip, help me out here. No wait, Hex is practically French. So Bethesda shut down their store and just transferred everything to Steam. Yeah, good. That's how they should do it. It's like Steam is not going anywhere. And like I said, if Steam does go somewhere, you probably have much bigger problems than where your video games are located. Like, the global financial market has collapsed and you are probably wondering where you're gonna get your next meal, or if raiders are gonna like break into your house, like kidnap your family or something. How did I spell that? It's Metaboli. I assume it's a stylized form of a word, but it might just be a French word too. You never know. So let's see, how close are we? Once we get pretty close, we can do some close science. Unfortunately, we won't be able to get observations just yet. All right, we'll get the near Mun goo science. All right, Kerbin, here we come. We're heading back. Just sounds like metabolism. Okay. It just seemed weird to me. But yeah, so there's another service that went down the tubes. I guess Game Pass is around now. Which, if you told me that you could just, I don't know how much Game Pass is. It's like $5 a month or something. 10, 15. And you can just play a bunch of games for free. That's pretty cool. I mean, I guess it kind of sucks if you want to play a game that was on Game Pass and then it's not on Game Pass anymore. You have to buy it. But then you just buy it and then you also get to play games for free. Okay, have we not left the sphere of influence yet? What the heck's going on here? This is insanity. Come on. There we go. Ah, jeez. This freaking orbit, man. Luckily, we brought enough fuel. So let's get that taken care of here. Unlike some people who managed to get their Kerbals stranded between the Mun and returning to Kerbin, who will remain nameless, Rilip. I always bring enough gas in the tank. I got cash in the tank. No, cash in the bank. Gas in the tank. And then the rest of the song. You went and say, yeah, how many trips did it take to save him though, Rilip? It took you so many. I watched you. Like, okay, this is the rescue mission. Okay, the rescue mission failed. We have to send a rescue mission for the rescue mission. Ad infinitum. It was just a series of larger and larger rescue attempts until eventually you gave up and had to start over. Took 4 attempts. Oh my gosh, that's insane. I was joking. That is a lot though. I don't know. We've all been there probably. Maybe some people haven't. I've definitely got stuck in the rescue mission loop when but this was before the Delta V calculator, mind you. It was a little bit different back then. You had a lot fewer options. All right, so how soon until we get back? Let's find out. 1 day, 6 hours, so that's going to be 2 days. All right, we're making good time here. So this is going to beat our previous record of 3 days, 5 hours, I think. And this time Valentina is alive. So we've actually caught up to where I was. It only took 2 hours. I better watch out or Rilip will make me eat another barf bean, and he's already halfway there. Oh boy. Maybe I should increase the price on that one. Satari, thank you very much for the follow.
Excellent.
You're awesome. I hope you're enjoying the Kerbal speedrun. It's probably not as speedy as some of the ones you've seen, but we're going off in-game time. Which, sure, you can say that's cope or whatever, but that is how I am challenging myself here. Also, if you're wondering, so Rilip and Emmykins mentioned making me eat a bean. For 10,000 channel points, you can make me eat one of these bean boozled jelly beans live on camera with such hit flavors as liver and onions, old bandage, rotten egg, and barf, which is the worst one. I actually woke up this morning and it tasted like I had eaten a barf bean. Even though I hadn't. I'm wondering if like I threw up a little in my mouth while I was sleeping. Or what. They really nailed the taste of barf. Freaking gross, man. Oh no, Hex, why? Oh, God damn it. Okay. All right, here it comes. Hold on, let me move this out of the way. All right. One bean boozled jelly bean coming up. Hex, there are other channel point redeems. When these are out, they're gone. So, like, don't. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, it's either barf or peach, and we have not had any peach yet. So it's probably just gonna be another barf one. Okay. Oh God, barf. Oh man. Okay. Yep. Yum. Ugh. God. I think I'm getting used to him now. It wasn't as bad as the first time, or the last couple of times we had a barf bean. Ugh. It's like stuck in my teeth. Ugh. Oh, it got like stuck. Ow. I'm gonna be tasting. Oh God, it's getting worse. Ugh. Just think of it as a beef bile. They use that as a garnish in some places. Who uses it as a garnish so I can avoid ever going there? Oh God. It's like stuck in my teeth, champ. Okay, I think I got it. Ugh. I need to have like a glass of whiskey over here so I can just have something to get the taste out of my mouth after I eat those things. How many freaking barf beans are in here? Jeez, that's like 6 of them already. Okay, I'm like looking into the container. I see at least 1 more barf bean, but I only see 1. It looks like the rest will be a little more like reasonable in the future. Hopefully. I don't know how they measure out how many go of each type go in there, but I can only hope that there are no more barf beans in my future. Like toothpaste. Toothpaste would be nice. Toothpaste has a good flavor. I like liver and onions. I don't know if a jelly bean version would taste any good. I've heard stink bug is pretty good. If you ever see beef papetan, never order it. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I like the beef part, but I don't like the barf part, so. Oh, God, why? Why did I order those? I thought it would be funny, but it's just miserable. I get maybe you guys think it's funny. I saw a bunch of emotes in the chat indicating that it might be funny. All right, time to break. I did not put a heat shield. There is no heat shield on this. Okay, well, there goes our science. Chat, who didn't remind me to put a heat shield on this? Am I gonna have to start another run? Oh my God. Oh, for fuck's sake. All right. I guess we have to start the damn speed run over. All right. Yeah, I gotta restart. So we burned like speed run number 3. What's the flag this time, chat? Too sad. I like, oh no, Sentinel looks good. Do that one. Oh, someone died. Yeah, it's not just that someone died, it's that we lost all the science. We basically lost that entire mission, which took an entire day. Took like 3 entire days out of the speedrun. So I like, it basically means we have to restart. Launch our first vessel. All right. My science was gonna blow up. I need to remember to start putting it at the top. I need to remember to put the heat shield on before I go to Mun is what I need to do. All right, so I call all my ships Excelsior, or at least the early game ones. The monoprop out of here. Give it a white. Put a parachute on it. Throw some science on there. I'm getting really good at the early game, at least. I mean, this is what speedrunners do, right? They go and then they restart if they screw something up. This is the content you guys signed up for when you guys said I should do a speedrun. All right, let's go. Do they ever tell you how Kerbals managed to build so fast? You mean because they can just go from VAB to Launchpad in an instant? No, there is a mod that actually adds time to build, which could be interesting actually. I've never used mods in KSP, so I can't vouch for it or anything. Do an EVA report. All right, board and recover. A rocket takes more than 2 days to build. I'm sure in real life. Kerbals are master engineers. They can whip up a rocket in no time flat, literally. All right, let's grab escape the atmosphere. Let's try to min-max this a little bit better. Let's actually try to escape the atmosphere on this one. So throw a thermometer. Okay. Add a decoupler. I see the music is back. That's cool. No big deal. Oh, I guess we don't have enough fuel to actually do this. I guess we just launch. Whatever. Put it down to like 21? 16? No, it's too small. There we go. 20. Probably the sweet spot here. All right, launch them up. Let's go. Philip says, I just had a mild sense of panic that I had missed my own stream when you started talking about speedrunning restarts, and then I realized it's tomorrow and now I'm dreading it. Well, listen, you don't have to stream if you don't want to. It's not required. No, I mean, hopefully nobody's forcing you to do it. If they are, you tell them to, like, F off or whatever. Or if they're your audience, maybe, like, just go for it. I don't know. Whatever you're into, ma'am. Okay. We're just gonna head out over to the water here. Get a nice crew report. Kerbin Shores. Blah, blah, nominal launch. Blah, blah, blah. Look, there's the mun right there, guys. We could just go straight. If we just point at it, we'll get there eventually, right? I mean, theoretically, with enough fuel, you could. It would look pretty silly, though. All right, now we can do a little tumbling. And now we tumble. Just kidding. We're not aerodynamic enough to do that. We'll probably start tumbling soon, right? Maybe? Maybe not. Okay, now would be a good time to, like, do that. There we go. There we go. Okay, I figured it out, chat. Starbucks has figured it out. Now you see, milk comes from the mammary glands of a woman. Oh man, have I showed that video? I'm pretty sure I have. Rilip says I have half a day off, half a day at work tomorrow for voting, but I also have to go pick up my wife at 9. Maybe I'll just start the stream early. Go for it. I'm gonna go in the morning before work because the polling places around here open at like 7 a.m. So if I leave like a few minutes early, I can just stop there on my way to work. Save me the trouble of having to go after work. Which, yeah, I could go during work, but that's like a pain in the butt. Because it's on the opposite side of town from where I work. Was early voting not? It was. I just didn't want to. I'm like lazy. Put things off till the last minute, no matter what they are. I did it one year when I was going to be out of town, but other than that, I just have not done it. It's actually shorter to walk to the polling place than it is to walk where I got to do early voting. The line here is like 2 minutes. We don't even have a line when I go. We just walk in and then just like empty. Early voting's harder. Yeah, there's one place. So there's one place. Nobody's usually ever there. It's kind of nice though, because you can like take your time, which you can't otherwise. It just, you feel like you're blocking off the little polling station or whatever. All right, let's get some goo. And then we'll hop out. We'll grab the thermometer. Take data. You know what I'd like to see in KSP 2, chat? How about some more underwater stuff to explore? Like the lost city of Kerblantis or something. That'd be a fun Easter egg, because right now the ocean floor is just like extra sand. Or extra rock, I don't know. Never been down there. Underwater, yeah. Kerbal submarine program. And then you could have it set up so like you could go to Lathe or Eve and have an actual submarine that you could explore down there. Maybe there's extra science to find. You don't know. There could be anything. We just don't know. Still tasting that barf bean. You guys suck. It's so gross. Yeah, we got to grab the barometer. All right, next we're going to test it out on the spaceplane runway. Now that we have all the sciences. Hold on. Kerbal Renaissance Exploration, Kerbal Alternate Dimension, Kerbal Deep Sea Keep working on it. How about Kerbal Submarine Program? You can keep the same acronym. Grab a barometer. And this time I'm gonna be smart and I'm gonna put the heat shield on now and have to work around the fact that that is on there. So if I re-enter too hot, I'll have the heat shield already on. Because that's what a smart person would do, right, chat? You would preempt the issues. I need to like have some kind of checklist, because I know the game has a built-in checklist, but it doesn't have, hey, this looks like it's gonna enter the atmosphere. Maybe you should put like a heat shield on it or something, dude. And it'll be like, you know what, game, you're right, I should. So I will do that. So I need to remove this stuff for now. All right, launch it. Jeb's gonna get some science. Emmykin says, I hope you're excited for the second canister I'm getting me for... You're getting me more of the jelly beans, huh? I haven't even finished the first one. And I feel like I'm gonna throw up now because that was so gross. The only thing that's keeping me from throwing up is the fact that I'm doing a live stream at the moment. I'm sure as soon as I hit the stop streaming button, I'll just run to the bathroom. All right, extra goo. Give me all the goo. Okay. Hop on out. Grab the EVA report and back in, and we're done. Can we get a jelly bean eating match from Emmy? Like head to head? Like we both have to take turns eating jelly beans? Ugh, that doesn't sound fun at all. I still want to do you laugh, you lose, but that's, again, that requires a certain level of participation from the audience. We're not quite there yet, chat. We're working on it. We're trying to build up to those Ice King of Space numbers. We're still working our way up the ladder here. In fact, did Urban finish his stream already? Twitch. Take me to Twitch. Urban is still streaming. Holy moly. Yeah, there's okay, tons of people. Well, by tons, I mean like 2 other people streaming Kerbal Space Program right now. Matching as in 1-to-1. Oh, wait. So she has to eat them also? That's not too bad. I could work with that. I don't think she'd go for it because she didn't sign up for it. Eating the jelly beans was my idea. Okay. Excelsior, let's go. What has it got going for it? It has liquid fuel. Okay, we can work with that. So we would like to be able to get this thing into space. How do we do that? Probably something like this. An extra decoupler on there. And like that. Perfect. Now we just have to find the sweet spot where we have just enough thrust to weight ratio to go all the way to the edge of space. Yeah, that should do it. So again, this is not going to take us to orbit. This is just getting us high enough that we can gather up a bunch of science and stuff. Rilip says, I was watching for a while, but the video player conked out, so now I get to chill with only 1 extra voice on my head. Hey, that's nice. I'm glad I could be that 1 extra voice. It has always been my goal to be someone's 6th or 7th second favorite streamer. All right, let's just recover it, gather up the temp and stuff. Yeah, I was watching Urban when I was at work. I'm surprised he's still going. It's like 4 in the morning over there. Dude is crazy. His schedule is just like insanity. I guess it works for him though. Kind of wish I could have a schedule like that. I would love to just game all night. Or I guess he works, but you know, if it was me, I'd just be gaming all the time. All right, launch it. Let's go. And we do already have the heat shield on, so we don't have to worry about any heat shenanigans. Right now, I'm your 3rd. Hey, you know what? I'll take that. I'll take 3rd favorite, 6th or 7th choice of Twitch streamer. Gotta move up those rankings somehow. You know, the thing that people always say is, at one point, even Ninja only had 1 viewer. And now he's a Brazilianaire, so... You know, someday I'll be on Mr. Beast's Squid Games or whatever. I'm quickly moving to 2nd since that guy is on vacation. Yay! Stay on vacation, guy. Dude, vacation sounds great right now. I just had a vacation like a couple weeks ago. It's not really a vacation, but it was time off from work. I still streamed though. Personally, I like streaming. I don't feel like I need a break from it. but it is kind of nice to like not have to worry about getting home right on time. Okay, this is not going to get us to space if we keep pointing this way. Let's maybe angle a little bit steeper. I kind of forgot what I was doing. I'm getting distracted. Uh-oh, we're getting some atmospheric effects here. Let's slow things down. So what are we gonna expect to see here? We're gonna run out of fuel. We're gonna have to switch to second stage. He went out of state. Ooh, out of state. Fancy. I haven't been out of state since the horrible wedding I went to in Pennsylvania. That basically convinced me to never visit the Northeast ever again. Or mostly just Pennsylvania. Nothing good happens there. It's a mystery goo, huh? Barometer. Thermometer. True report. And we're just gonna keep this pointed until we are just gently poking out of the atmosphere. Just enough. You know, they make the fire look so scary, but it, like at this atmosphere, this altitude, it doesn't really do anything. Yeah, I guess it does a little bit if you're going fast enough. Maybe I should take a cruise. That's what Alien did, right? She went to Baja California. Not Boca Cabo San Lucas. What was Boca de Pico de Gallo? I don't know what I was thinking of. Pico de Gallo. What's Pico de Gallo? Hot salsa. Is a fish taco shaped like a fish? Yeah, sure, whatever. Is that what you'll be having? Oh no, I'll have a cheeseburger. I'm still trying to find that clip, chap. It seems like something that should be incredibly easy to find, considering the wealth of information we have. But I couldn't even find the right episode that it was from of Rocket Power. Like, I found what purported to be the correct episode, but when I went to watch the episode, that entire plot line was nowhere to be found. So I'm convinced like someone has scrubbed this, or maybe it's like a false memory, or maybe it's just I haven't searched hard enough on YouTube. One of the two. Okay, so yep, we broke the altitude, achieved goal, yada yada. Gonna go ahead and decouple. Now we get to go for a ride while I quickly try to find that clip. Is a fish taco shaped like a fish? Watch it just be the first result. Oh my, it's the first result. Oh, it just came up last year. That's why I couldn't find it. All right, hold on, chat. I got this. Window capture. Also, if I'm about to crash, please let me know. Nope, don't. Why is it playing? I did not tell you to play. Here we go. This is what I'm talking about.
What is this fish taco?
Flounder with pico de gallo in a flour tortilla.
Oh, what's pico de gallo?
Hot salsa.
Is a fish taco shaped like a fish?
Sure, whatever. Is that what you want?
Oh, no. I'll have a cheeseburger.
Try living with him.
There you go. That's the clip I've been looking for my whole life, and I finally just found it. Live on this stream. You guys are witnessing history in the making. All right, let's learn about this SNL skit. I have a false memory of an SNL skit where Christopher Walken is having a heart attack and calls 911, but the operator thinks it's a prank and starts doing his Walken impression. Wait a minute, that's not a real skit? Are you sure? Maybe I can find it. Maybe I have the magic touch tonight. SNL Christopher Walken 911 call. Yeah. SNL transcripts. Christopher Walken. 911. I don't know. I'm not seeing anything for it. Maybe you did make. That's a pretty good skit though. Been looking for years. It may not exist. You might be right. That sounds pretty funny though. You should pitch that. Get on the SNL writers room. Yeah, I saw him coming in and I always should be safe though. At what do I want to call orbital speeds, non-return speeds, you're typically pretty safe. If you're just in low Kerbin orbit, it's fine. The problem is when you're coming back from the Mun or even worse, like interplanetary, then you start to burn up, and that's bad. We try to avoid that. Ugh. The barf bean chat. I'm gonna have a bad night tonight, aren't I? I don't mean right now, I mean after the stream. When I go actually barf. And then it's gonna taste like barf bean in my mouth. Ugh. Where's that whiskey? The water's not working. Alright, we're gonna land. Where does that put us for the night? I wonder, can I get caught back up to the Mun before the end of the night? So it took 3 hours to get to the Mun on Friday, and it took 2 hours to get to the Mun earlier. Can I get to the Mun in 1 hour now, is the question. Guess we'll find out. That skit's haunted you since about 2005? Maybe you're like conflating it with another skit that doesn't have Christopher Walken, because obviously Christopher Walken's been on Saturday Night Live a lot of times. Or maybe it was a different show altogether. Could have been another variety type show. Sketch comedy show. I don't know if those exist. I know All That was on Nickelodeon. But yeah, I like it. It's a funny sketch. I'd like to see it. All right, come on. Jebediah, land this thing. There's no time. All right, whatever. We're gonna use the forbidden time warp. I don't like to because it causes issues, but I think we'll be safe. You've dreamed it at least 3 times, huh? Well, maybe it's like a Berenstain Bears type thing. The Mandela effect. And we're good. Yeah. Oh, we're not good. Okay, we were good. Now we kind of got a little funky there. There. Whoa, hold on. Nope, we got it. Stop dancing. Okay, we're good. We did it. Okay, Jeb, hop out. We can get some extra science here from landing on the land instead of splashing down. Take the data. EVA report. Yep, board it, and then we can grab temperature, barometer, true report. We're good. We have returned to the surface. We only get 1,000 for that. Come on, man. Christopher Walken calls 911, returns a YouTube video about giant ants? What the heck? What is this, a science fiction B movie from the 50s? Giant ants, come on now. Suppose you're gonna tell me they were caused by radiation from nuclear tests. Okay. I think we grab... Do we grab basic science? I mean, that seems like the play, but if we grab general rocketry... We can't grab advanced rocketry, though. Now I feel dumb for not grabbing basic science. Alright, fine. We'll go for the orbit here. I think that's going to be our best bet. So if we go orbital, that gives us enough science to do hopefully the Terrier engine. We use the Terrier to go to the Mun, and then that should give us enough science to unlock the Science Junior, and then we can really start going crazy. So we're gonna use the Reliant here because it's slightly less heavy and we don't need gimbaling once we're in orbit. And we're just gonna ditch all of these and we're gonna replace them with the FL 200s until we have no thrust to weight. We want to use the swivel here. What did we do last time? We used radial decouplers with the fleas, right? Let's grab the fleas. Come on, get on there. All right, those are on there nice and tight. And we're almost at our limit here. Let's throw on another couple of fuel tanks. One more, two more. Oh, we're over. Okay. Drop one. We're at 15 point. No, we're at 17.698 out of 18. Yeah, I think that's about as much as we can go. So then we put the engines together on the first stage. You think I'm missing a decoupler? Oh, you're right. Thank you. Oh wait, no, it's right there. We're good. Am I missing one at the top? No, there's one at the top. We're good. It just is super thin. You can't see it. So, for the record, your camera blocks literally everything in the science tab. So we'll just have to believe it when you say you're doing the right thing. Blocks everything in the science tab, really? Okay, so these go and this goes. Then we drop the side boosters. Then we drop the whole bottom section and switch to the space or the orbital section. And then we have our standard stuff on top. All right, I can work with that. So are you ready, kids? Should probably tweak this down a bit, actually. Make sure we're just getting a thrust to weight of like 1.5 maybe. I never quite figured out what the best one is. Anything between like 1.3 and 1.7 seems good. We got Jeb in the captain's chair. Let's do this. 3446 is orbital by the numbers. Would have been tragic, huh? It would be a shame if an unfortunate accident were to happen to your rocket, Mr. Jebediah. All right, everything looks good. I think looks close enough to good. Let's hit it. We're gonna tilt to what, like, I think people say 10 degrees is kind of the go-to. You want to point there, and then it just kind of blows through the rest of the way. And I like to try to keep my thrust to weight below 1.8 when I'm using solid rocket boosters, just because. Okay, there we go. And now we go full throttle. There we go. Now we keep an eye on our apoapsis. We keep an eye on our thrust to weight still. We keep an eye on our speed. Because if we go too fast, the air resistance is too high, and yada, yada, yada. So Tark says, like, I kinda wish I had animated emote slots so I could put finger quotes GIF in. I have animated emote slots, but I don't use them for anything yet. I guess I could just grab a GIF and like shrink it down. But that seems so silly. Also, it probably wouldn't fit. I was actually gonna not make one, but like commission one from somebody, like an actual artist, because turns out I'm not a great artist, but there are lots of people out there who are, and they're willing to make art for the right price. I just haven't got around to it yet. Can we switch the counter to UT? Sure. You guys just want to keep track of the time, huh? We're 18 minutes into this one. And I'd say we're doing pretty darn good. All right, time to go. Whoa, turn that off, Jebediah. You're going a little bit too fast there. I think we're gonna run into a similar problem we ran into last time. We didn't quite go horizontal enough. If we had to quit 18 minutes into that run, that would have been tragic. It would be kind of funny to have my PNG tuber as one what? As a GIF? Because I already have him as a Kerbal. Oh, it's one of the, oh, the little, oh, became make the little, like, I could probably do that actually. I'd probably want to find a better picture of a, or a better 3D render of a Kerbal though. Just have him opening and closing his mouth a bunch. Bop, 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 bop. Let's do this. So we have we should have this should get us to orbit, right? Wait, this could get us to orbit. Hold on. We brought enough fuel to get us to orbit here. This is amazing. All right, take us home, Jeb. We're getting better. This was just supposed to get us to space. This is going to take us all the way to orbit. Wait, we already got into orbit. Oh, no, this is right. This is correct. This was supposed to get us to orbit. I'm like losing track of where we are in these runs. It's like a spelunky night. It's like, oh, did I pick up the climbing gloves? I hope not. All right, just a little bit more. That's too much. All right, we're just gonna wait. Okay. Perfect. The problem with making a Kerbal part of my like emote oeuvre, is that the right word? My emote menagerie, is that it kind of ties me to Kerbal Space Program, which I guess isn't the worst thing in the world. I kind of am. That's probably the game that got me to affiliate. Shouldn't forget where you came from, right? What about like a spinning blitzball from Final Fantasy X? Would anybody get that reference? I was actually watching a video a couple days ago, I think, over the weekend probably, where the guy was talking, he was doing like a retrospective of Final Fantasy X, which, as you guys know, is like my second favorite Final Fantasy game after 8. And he was talking about how they should have released a Blitzball game, like just a straight up spin-off of Final Fantasy X where all you do is play Blitzball. And I'm like, yes, finally, somebody said it. Somebody said what we were all thinking. You're here all the time and don't get that reference. You don't know Blitzball, man? What the heck? Find some Blitzball clips for you. Blitzball. The Blitzball is a mini game in Final Fantasy X. Blitzball World Series. That is fake Blitzball. If you search for Blitzball, do not click on anything where somebody has a bat. That is not proper Blitzball. Blitzball is played entirely underwater, and it's like a combination of rugby and water polo. Yeah, that sounds about right. The minigames in Final Fantasy games are always so in-depth, but so many of them don't have any explanation. Oh, don't worry, Blitzball has plenty of explanation. It's just most people suck at it because they don't have what it takes to get good. You want to talk about minigames that suck in 10. The Dodge the Lightning, quote-unquote, minigame, where you have to dodge lightning 200 times in a row to unlock Lulu's crest for her ultimate weapon. Yeah, screw that. I never did it. And I refuse. Well, maybe someday I will. Probably not, though. You think you remember a petition for a Blitzball game? I would believe it. They make all the, like, other crappy spin-offs for Final Fantasy. They put Triple Triad in Final Fantasy 14, but they couldn't be bothered to make a Blitzball game. Come on, man. You could have it. It would be like a Madden game, basically, with like season mode, and you have a bunch of teams. You get to hire new players. It's basically in the game itself. You can do that stuff. You can do like the whole season of Blitzball. You can go around the world hiring new players, despite the fact there's a giant monster that's trying to destroy the world, basically. And you're just like, hold on, I got like 20 games of Blitzball I gotta play through. Haven't there been like 4 Chocobo racing games? I think there was just the one, but 7 had Chocobo Racing. 8 had Chocobo Hot and Cold, basically. 9 had the secret Chocobo locations, which I didn't like 9. 10 had the Chocobo Racing minigame. It wasn't quite like in 7 though, where it's like a horse racing. It was more of like a one-on-one competition. And then I played 11. I never got very far in it though. 12 had Chocobos, like Chocobo Knights. 9 had Tetra Master. 8 had Triple Triad, which is the good one. Tetra Master is not as fun. Nobody talks about Tetra Master from 9. Yeah, I know my Final Fantasy mini games. Don't you guys worry. Except anything from 6 and before, which I never played, and anything from 13 and later, except for part of 15 that I never played. I tried to play 15, chat. I really did. But it just got so boring that I had to stop playing. I don't know when exactly I stopped. You'd have to ask Emmykins, because I was helping her play. Because she sucks at video games. And I'm like, I'll play for you. And I was really enjoying the whole just like driving around with your bros and listening to classic Final Fantasy music part. But then every time I got in a fight, I'm like, man, this sucks. The fellas? Yeah, right? Oh, the feels. Oh. Okay, we'll take the feels too. 3/6 was your personal favorite? I have heard that 6 is really good. So this is, I played part of 13, but other than that, I played Tactics. Oh, I guess Tactics exists too. I always forget about Tactics. It's not really part of the mainline games. 9 and 14. Oh, you played like the worst ones. Oh, people say good things about 14. Most people say like 7 is the best one. 7 is good. 7 is great. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, actually 7 sucks. No, 7 is great. I like 7. I prefer 8 for the story and for like some of the other stuff. Did I already do the science? I did. All right. I'm just getting distracted talking about Final Fantasy again, which is fine. That's why we're here. If I was super focused on this, I would just record it for a YouTube video. Most people say the first one they played was the best. I played 7 first, and I do not say it is the best. So I guess you couched that in most people. I played 8 second, and I thought it was great. And then I played 9, and I was like, this isn't super fun. All right, next stop, return from Kerbin. We can do that. And then I really liked 10. Like 10, which was my, I guess, 4th one at that point, is my 2nd favorite. You played 1 first? You're old? Oh no. Well, just, you know, you're a lover of retro gaming. How about that? You don't have to say you're old. Just say you're a connoisseur, which is French for I don't know what. Let's go ahead and return. Played it when it first released in America. Okay, you're definitely old then. But that's okay. It's okay to be old. I'm old. Look at me. I have no hair. I have this like scraggly beard. I look like a homeless man. I actually, when I first started the stream, I didn't go to the camera mode because I had spilled water on myself and it looked like I was like sweating. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna put that on YouTube. That's not happening. So I skipped right into the gameplay. I guess it's probably safe now. Hold on. I can do this. Let me get this science first. Yeah, there we go. Hold on. I know how to do this. See, look. No more water spilled on me, so it doesn't look like I was all sweaty. Anyway, back to the game. Just wanted to show off. Connoisseur would translate roughly to knowledger, like knower, lore master. You know, for as much as French basically went halvesies with German on English, I feel like I should know more French, but no. I learned German and Arabic. Two languages that couldn't be farther apart. I guess they could be, I don't know. They kind of both have an alphabet. Don't overthink it. Yeah, that's why it's a loan word. We say connoisseur in English too. It's fine. We know what is meant by this. Now, whether you could explain it to someone who does not speak English, like, oh, it's a connoisseur. It's someone who enjoys a specific thing a lot. Is knowledgeable on it. All right, I think we can warp here. Whee! There we go. Time warp is done. Let's point retrograde and just let the air do the work. So besides 1, you said you liked 6 the most. Did you play all the other ones too? Like, because wasn't there like a weird thing where one of them came out in America as one thing, but okay, hang on. Final Fantasy American releases. There we go. Thanks, Google. That's exactly what I was looking for. So Final Fantasy, Final Fantasy 2, Final Fantasy 3, Final Fantasy 4, Final Fantasy 5, this is not helping. All right. It was a simple question, Google. How does the American Final Fantasy main series work? A good rule of thumb, if you are looking at a Final Fantasy game, if it is in English and it is not a Super Nintendo cartridge, it is correctly numbered. Final Fantasy 1 was released in Japan and the US, did very well. 2 and 3 were considered too hard or quirky or whatever, and therefore remained as Japan-only releases. When Final Fantasy 4 was ported overseas, it was redubbed to Final Fantasy 2. Okay. Final Fantasy 5 was not originally ported. Final Fantasy 6 was redubbed as 3. Holy cow, that's ridiculous. What the heck, man? Dude, this is more confusing than like the Halloween movies. Like, well, there's Halloween 1, or it's just called Halloween, and that stars Jamie Lee Curtis. Then there's Rob Zombie's Halloween, which does not star Jamie Lee Curtis, but does feature a killer named Michael Myers. And then there's Halloween 2018, which stars Jamie Lee Curtis and features a killer named Michael Myers. Okay, so Sartari is saying Final Fantasy 6, 8, awesome choice, 7, then 9, really? I guess if you play the originals, 9 is probably a little bit better for you. 10, 15, 1, 2, 4, 12, 13, haven't played 3 and 5. Okay. I'm surprised 12 is so low. I guess I'm not that surprised. I played 12 and never finished it because 10 spoiled me on the battle system, chat. I'm not gonna lie. Because 10 was just straight up turn-based, and I loved every second of it. It's like, I don't have to sit here and be like, oh my gosh, my turn's coming up. Oh, geez, I gotta type in my command super fast. I could just be like... And some people are gonna crucify me for saying that his name this way. Titus? It's pronounced Titus. It's Titus's turn. I'm going to think about what I'm going to do now. and then I'm going to make my decision. And I'm not going to fumble with the controller trying to hit the commands as fast as possible. Hex says, Star Shard Final Fantasy 6 run win. Would you guys want to see me play a JRPG for like 40 plus hours where I just read all the dialogue? Because that sounds really, really boring. So the answer is, unless there's a huge amount of demand from the audience, is probably never. Or maybe I'll play through it on my own and then tell you how I feel. That's my hesitation about playing RPGs on the stream, is that there's going to be a lot of text and a lot of reading, or maybe just a lot of listening to people talking. Whereas I think games that are more action oriented are better for streaming, even though they're not necessarily my preferred games. XCOM was pretty good, but again, there's not a lot of dialogue in that. Honest answer, I guess kinda. Okay. Well, hey, maybe in a couple of years when I have like 100 people that actually watch my streams, and people like, oh my gosh, he's never played Final Fantasy 6, he has to play it, I will watch it, then maybe I'll do it. But until then, I'll just talk about Final Fantasy 8. You'd probably put me on in the background. What if I do funny voices for all the characters? Is that better? Here, what are the characters from Final Fantasy 6? Final Fantasy 6. Characters. Arr, I'm Kefka. And I'm, oh wait, he's like a clown? Oh, he's like the Joker. We live in a society. My name is Kefka. Does that work? I would watch you play Final Fantasy 6 specifically for the emotional spots, because Final Fantasy 6 hits hard. Does it? I guess that makes sense. A lot of people say they like 6 the most, so there must be something going on in there. I mean, that's why I liked 8. It had a decent love story, which wasn't really my cup of tea at the time when I first played it, but I really liked the battle system and the card game, so that got me into it. And then I came back and it was like, oh my gosh, this is actually a pretty decent story. I'm gonna spoil myself if I end up playing it. Yes, Emmykins is legally required to be here, I know. But having one person in the chat does not help me. He is the former court mage of Emperor blah 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 of the blah 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 empire. Nobody cares. All right. Funny clown man is just the Joker. Why so serious? I guess I'd have to work on my Joker voice, huh? What? So serious, son? Let's put a smile on that face. Get the Heath Ledger Joker, that could work. I didn't see the more recent Joker movie, and I didn't care for Jared Leto's Joker. I'm an idea. I'm a symbol. I have to I mean, there are other characters besides Kefka. I understand that. Does Kefka have a voice in any of the Final Fantasy VI remakes? Ooh, good question. In Dissidia, he does, apparently. Let's see what he sounds like.
Here comes Kefka. Let's
What?
teach them a thing or two, or 3.
Wait a minute. Okay, we gotta watch this. Hold on. I didn't think this was gonna be so funny, but it's hilarious. Okay, keep in mind, I know nothing about this character. I know absolutely nothing.
Here comes Kefka. Let's teach them a thing or two, or 3. It's a beautiful day for a massacre.
What the heck?
Now be good. We all know what happens to naughty boys and girls. I can't hold it in a single second longer.
Okay, yeah, I think we get the idea here. This is the main villain for the whole game? Are you sure? That sounds like Mark Hamill. That's Kefka, all right. Oh boy. I was expecting maybe like someone a little more like serious of a threat. He sounds brain damaged. He's a clown, of course he's brain damaged. What a fun character. Maybe I will play Final Fantasy 6. I already made Emmykin sit through Final Fantasy 8 with me like twice. And then we started playing 7. And I remembered that the beginning like drags and drags. And then I just gave up. Okay. Science data from space around the Kerbin. We can do that. That's basically free money. We're going to be up there anyway. Is now the time? No, it's not. All right. So we throw on advanced rocketry. I guess probably put the music back on, huh? This is your Bade Villid. I don't know if I hate him. I would regard him as a force of nature to be stopped. All right, all right. I mean, I never got the hate for Sephiroth. I always thought he was kind of cool. And then it turns out you're not even, like, spoiler alert, you're not even fighting Sephiroth until like the very end. Which honestly, that's what really throws me off with 7, is how convoluted the entire plot is. It's like, oh, see, Cloud simply created these memories due to the Mako poisoning that he got when he was in the vats, and then the Zack, who was the real soldier, was a guy, but he died. Don't worry about him. And then also Sephiroth is here, but the real Sephiroth is actually trapped in the life stream, and all the Sephiroths you're seeing are just hallucinations caused by pieces of Genova trying to return to Sephiroth. It's so fucking stupid. Like, no, I get it if you like Final Fantasy 7. I'm not trying to shit on you or whatever. It's if you can't explain the plot to like a 12-year-old, then I don't know. I had to watch like 2 YouTube videos just to understand what the heck was going on. Maybe that says more about me than it does about the game. I just feel like it kind of loses the plot at some point. Oh, but did we had to eject the baby with Genova cells? That child's name? Albert, I mean Sephiroth. All right, where is aerodynamics? There they are. You know what I did like about 7 though? Chocobo breeding. That was always a good time. One thing I never did do was beat Emerald Weapon. I feel like I missed out a bit by not doing that. I guess it doesn't really give you anything useful. Wait, hang on. Kefka is a douchebag. Not a good douchebag. Well, there's no such thing as a good douchebag, just a man-child douchebag. The I'll kill 100 people just because it's funny douchebag. Okay. I'll take your word for it. I maybe get around to playing 6. I don't know. It's one of those things where, again, like I have to find time in my obviously extremely busy schedule, since I have time to stream and everything. So we had to spend money to do that. Okay, so we can launch this thing now. Let's check that all the pieces fit. Yep, that's good. We throw that there. Okay, we have science, we have parachute, we have heat shield, we have rocket parts. Do I dare? I don't have... I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna launch this to get to Mun. And then I'm gonna send up Val in a smaller one to gather the science from around Kerbin. All right, so those can launch. Yep, that's good. These are good. Everything checks out. All right, let's head to the Mun. Jebediah, you're up, buddy. Let's go. So that's my issue with 7, is that the story, and I understand 8 is almost as convoluted. I have talked to my friend who prefers 7 a lot, and I've tried to like hash out the plot with him, and he does make some compelling arguments that it's just as incoherent as 7. I prefer the characters in 8. Like, everybody makes fun of Squall for being like emo dude who just says whatever all the time. Have you never played Final Fantasy VII where Cloud is just like, as long as I get paid, I don't care what you do. Yeah, as long as I'm getting paid, whatever, blah, I'm a mercenary man. Ugh. Like, yeah, okay, buddy. 7 was pivotal. Yeah, 7 was pivotal. It's like, it's a classic. It's not bad. It brought a lot of attention to the world of JRPGs and then kind of accelerated that genre in the West. And also kind of pushed the limits of like what gameplay is capable of. Like full motion video. Pretty cool. Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one who thinks that 7 is not the best one. Feel vindicated after all these years of dealing with people. Now, I realize I'm in the minority for thinking 8 is the best one, but that's okay. It's okay to be in a minority, especially when it comes to what like video games you like. In the grand scheme of things, it's very, very small potatoes. Okay, all this spinning, very frustrating. It's because of the aerodynamics. Okay, let's keep going vertical here. Gotta get speedy. Just about ready to drop the side boosters. Here we go. There they go. All right, and now we are off. So we'll get up to about 80 kilometers, and then we'll cut the engines. Cutting the engines, close enough. Oh, tactics, yes. Star Shard's chat is clearly an unbiased troop representation of the gamer population. Obviously it's not, because normal gamers would not be watching somebody play Kerbal Space Program. Only the highest IQ connoisseurs of video games would watch this game being streamed. Or possibly one of the many other great games that I stream, including Ooh, what is Spelunky? I guess I played that a little bit. What the heck else did I do? Chat, I don't even remember what games I've been playing. What did they play last Wednesday? Oh no, wait, I didn't play a game last Wednesday. We did no, Reddit Court was on Monday, wasn't it? What the heck did I do? How do I not remember this? It was just last week. Yeah, okay, Reddit Court was Wednesday. Oh, Halloween was last Monday. Okay, that was the Halloween, the 12-hour stream. That explains why my brain doesn't remember, because that was ridiculous. My Holy Knight Ninja twin-wielding Excalibur would like a word with you, sir. My preferred tactics game is Fire Emblem. But that's because I like permadeath. So if you could just make like a cool tactics game that has permadeath, that would be awesome. I will probably try it. So we're now trying to get into orbit with this thing, and then we send it off to the mun. All right. The mission is in your hands, Jebediah. Try not to screw it up. All right, there we go. So we're gonna get to like 14 kilometers, and then boop, and go. We just need to get our periapsis up. A little more, a little more. Okay, a little less. Final Fantasy Tactics has permadeath. Wait, it does? You can res your guys infinite times, but there is a timer. Oh, it does have permadeath. Okay. See, in Fire Emblem, if they go down, they're dead. There's no timer. They just die. And if they're super important, then it's game over. But most of the like lesser characters can just die and then oopsies, you have to play without that character for the rest of the game. My parry is 53. We're getting it up there. I'm just not, I don't want to raise my apoapsis too high. I'm trying to keep it circular. All right, so then we'll send our boy Jeb out to the Mun. And then I think we're gonna wrap it up for the night because I still taste like barf in my mouth and I would like to go deal with that. And I'll send you guys either towards Matt Comart or Urban, depending on if Urban is still streaming or not. He might be. Rilip, can you check? Can you please check and see if Urban is still streaming? If I could find a toothpaste jelly bean, I would, but it's a mystery dispenser and I don't want to dig around in there because it'll make my hand smell funny. Okay, let's go to the, maybe we'll just hold off on sending up off to the Mun next time. Well, next stream. Next stream would be Wednesday. Yes. I think that's a good idea. Have to write down what the heck I'm doing. Bust out my handy dandy notepad. Urban is currently live. Yes, but does it look like he's gonna still be going for a while? I guess so. I'll just rate him anyway, whatever. He can deal with it. All right, so Jeb to Mun, Val to LKO. Okay, I wrote it down. You've asked. Okay, good deal. Well then, chat. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. You guys are awesome as always. Just a few more tests. All right, I'll just raid Matt Comart then. I will be back on Wednesday with more Kerbals. Oh, 30. Oh, okay, 30 minutes is good enough. That's fine. We can go check him out. I want to see what he's up to. I know he's been testing for like the last 6 hours, so hopefully they're going well. Anyway, this is me. This is my face. Now it's gone. Goodbye. We're gonna go raid Urban, and if you're watching on YouTube, thank you first of all. Hello. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments down below, and have a great night. And I have to actually like do something to make the stream end. Hold on. Whee! I feel like I should have started that a while ago. Oh well. All right, see you guys Wednesday. Bye.